and injury lawyers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Game 2 of the NBA Finals tonight with the Bucks trying to pull even in the series. Milwaukee got Giannis Antetokounmpo back on the floor in Game 1, but ESPN's Tim Bontemp says they now have to figure how to best use Drew Holiday.
They have not been able to consistently find the right level of aggression for Drew to play with when Giannis is out there. And he's sort of kind of been left as a third or fourth option that kind of hangs on the vine sometimes.
Tim Bontemp's on Greeny. Our coverage of Game 2 starts at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ABC. Major League Baseball extends Trevor Bauer's paid administrative leave for another week starting tomorrow. The Dodgers' right-hander is being investigated after sexual assault allegations. Saturday's women's final at Wimbledon will feature number 1 seed Ash Barty and 8 seed Karolina Pliskova. Barty beat Angelique Kerber in straight sets. Pliskova needed 3 for a comeback win against Arina Sabalenka. The Summer Olympics now just 2 weeks away, and the games will be held without fans in Tokyo.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
And off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Ryan Clark in Las Vegas. He'll be with us in 15 minutes from right now. Kendall Rogers next. Our new LSU baseball commitment, Eric Reiselman, who is up in the Cape Cod League, tearing it up right now. He will be with us in hour number 3. So we are locked, loaded. We have a ton to do. And over the 11-plus years of this show, we've gone many places. One of them is not Latvia. Until now, because that's where Team USA is, and that's where LSU transfer guard Adam Miller is with Team USA. It's 11 o'clock at night there, but he's good enough to take the call. Adam, thanks, man. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. Just chilling, man. You know, got my feet up, relax. We're getting ready for the game tomorrow.
I love it, man. So, but by the way, man, very cool of you at 11 o'clock at night to take our call all the way over in Latvia. Man, what's the experience been like? I'm assuming this is the first time you've been to Eastern Europe, but what's the experience been like?
Oh, it's just been cool, you know, to be out here with these, you know, other guys that's all around the country, you know, top basketball players, and, you know, come around. You know, we all have different cultures, different skills, and to put it together as one team in a very short amount of time is, you know, a cool thing. And, you know, to be able to come out here and try to lead these guys is, you know, important to me because I want to have that gold medal around my neck here in these couple of days.
That is really cool. The championship game would be Sunday. Correct me if I'm not mistaken. The championship game would be Sunday?
Yep.
All right. By the way, how would you compare so far the level of competition there in Latvia relative to, say, I mean, I know like you all routed Korea the last time out. I know we got a big time difference, but how would you compare the level of competition relative to, say, like playing in the Big Ten or the SEC?
You know, it's very physical. You know, the FIBA rules are kind of different, but, you know, the competition is there. Like, it's a good game every night. They all work hard. You know, like, our first scrimmage we lost, and our second scrimmage we only won by like 1. So, you know, you guys come out here and compete, and, you know, we have to really, like, put our best suits on to come out here and play. So, and we've been doing that. We've been getting some wins, and it's been fun. But it's definitely top competition out here.
Hey, man, you also, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I was kind of reading through your bio, and back in 2018, you were a finalist for the U17 team, and then you made Team USA in the year that was canceled because of COVID. So this is your first time competing for Team USA, right?
Yep, this is my first time. I got canceled last year.
Yeah. So what is it like for you to, after sort of many of those opportunities coming and going, to actually be there with the USA, the red, white, and blue across your chest, in a foreign country representing America?
It's an opportunity I've been waiting for a long time. I've been here around the program for a couple few runs around a couple few years now. So to be able to wear that jersey and compete, it's a dream come true for me.
Well, you're going to wear a different jersey coming up this fall and into the winter, wearing the purple and gold. I mean, I'm going to ask you a question that I know you've answered a bajillion times already, but for the benefit of our audience who maybe are hearing you for the first time, a lot of people know you started every game as a freshman at Illinois. What was it, man? What was the reason that you decided that you were going to finish your college career elsewhere?
I just felt like it was the best decision for me. There's everything going on, and I just did what was best for me, follow my heart. Putting my name in the portal was hard. It was hard, even making the decision to leave. But, I just felt like I should follow my heart and, value my options, and that's what I did.
I know you're from Peoria. You were playing at Illinois. I don't think LSU was on your radar when you first signed with Illinois. So when did you first make contact with Will Wade once you entered the portal?
I think he hit one of my coaches, and then, it just went off from there. He did most of the recruits for me. He told me what he wanted, and I told him I wanted to come in and win, and I just wanted to give it all I got. And, we created a bond fast. So, I feel like coming here soon, I got a big role to fill. I just want to win games and hopefully come out with an SEC championship in the purple and gold. It came close last year. Hopefully I can lead them to that this year.
And a lot of people are excited about this team. Adam Miller's our guest, by the way, on Twitter at AceWolf44, at AceWolf44. Y'all give him a follow. We'll talk some NIL here in just a quick second. But I know you've also said that your best role is as a combo guard and you want to score. With those conversations with Will Wade, and he's been on the show and kind of talked about this as well, is the expectation when you get to Baton Rouge that you're going to be the guy with the ball in your hand, like filling it up? I mean, the expectation that you're going to fill the role left vacant by Cam Thomas and you're going to be the guy that's going to lead this team in scoring?
Yeah, I believe that's going to be the main role. But one of the things I emphasize to coaches, I believe my playmaking. I feel like that's a big part of my game. And he said that's how I feel. I can just go do that. And I feel like a lot of people will be shocked with how the way I can play make, and I've been doing it here with Team USA and everything. Just trying to work my way now, starting early, just leading, doing everything all around the game. As a combo guard, but scoring is definitely one of my best assets. But I feel like people are going to see an all-around game with me.
You've been to Baton Rouge, right? You came to Baton Rouge before you went to Latvia?
Yeah, I was down there for a month.
So what were your impressions being down here for a month in the summer?
It was hot. It rained a lot.
I set you up for that one, dude.
I went to the gym a lot. I worked out. I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the work, and then I fell in love with the game again. So it was actually fun being out there, and I can't wait to get back.
That's awesome, man. Oh, by the way, what's it like being like in Latvia? I mean, what's the biggest cultural difference being in Latvia as opposed to being in the States?
The time, the language, of course.
Yeah.
And the food. Oh my gosh, the food. So different.
Dude,
the water is room temperature.
So there's no ice, there's no cold water?
Yeah, no, that was one of the bummers for me. But it's beautiful out here, so I take appreciation into. And this is my first time out the country, so I take that into appreciation. Being able to view and sightsee, and just live life. That's my biggest accomplishment. Being able to use the game of basketball to get out and go see and meet new people and have experiences.
What are you eating?
Shoot, I've been eating, man. Honestly, I've been eating noodles with no sauce.
Just dry noodles?
Like noodles with no sauce. Chicken. I'm allergic to seafood.
Oh man.
I know. That's even worse for Baton Rouge.
Bro, that's such a bummer. Oh, man. What about things like alligator? Could you eat alligator?
Yeah, I tried alligator. It was good.
Good. All right, you can have that. See, there's things you could do culturally down here that still make sense. Hey,
Yeah.
before you go, and I really appreciate, again, you staying up and hanging out with us for a few minutes, I did want to talk to you about the NIL legislation. I'm asking all the college athletes we have on the show about this. What's sort of your impression, your opinion of the NIL legislation? Are you excited about it? Do you have any deals working so far?
Yeah, I've done a couple deals with a few businesses, a few big brands, and yeah, I'm really just out there trying to get people to, I feel like my character, I'm one of the best characters out there. Like, people really get along with me. I speak well, and that's just one of my my best assets. Who I am. I feel like people get along with me, and I bring people in, just my energy and my vibe. But I feel like the businesses that are coming in see that, and they love to market it, like the Ace Wolf brand and just Adam Miller period. So hopefully I get some more here, especially in the city of Baton Rouge in the state of Louisiana.
Hey man, what deals have you done, man? Shout out whatever partners you have, man.
Hold on, I'm about to tell you right now. I've done deals with Open Door. I've done deals with 360 Sports Performance in Peoria, Illinois, where I'm from, a small city. I will be signing autographs here soon in Baton Rouge.
Cool.
Awesome. I'm working. That's in the works now. I'll be signing autographs for like 2 hours. That's in the works. I'll be putting that on my page soon. So I did different stuff here and there. I'm on Yoke Gaming, the gaming app. So there's a couple things here and there. Very
cool, man. Hey, look. Is it best for people to go follow you on Twitter or Instagram?
Shoot, both.
Okay. I see your Twitter's AceWolf44. What's your IG?
Same thing.
Same. Okay.
I need all the Louisiana State fans to come follow me. Big time year coming.
All right, y'all go follow Adam Miller, Twitter, Instagram, on Twitter and Instagram at AceWolf44, ACEWLF at AceWolf44. Go give him a follow. NIL time is here, man. Y'all support the athletes that you cheer for. Hey, man, thank you so much for a couple of minutes. I know it's late over there. Good luck the rest of the way, man. We'll be in touch. All right.
All right, gotcha.
Our pleasure. That is Adam Miller, new LSU guard. He's been tearing it up. And at Team USA, it's not like anybody plays the entire game, but when he has been on, they have shifts and they rotate. When he's been on the floor, he's been incredible. He's been one of the leading scorers and kind of paced them to their win over Korea. They routed Korea. He was like 4 or 5 from the floor, scored 11 points in like 12 minutes. It was crazy. So anyway, we appreciate Adam Miller for spending a couple of minutes with us here. Yeah, I mean, like yesterday we had Ed Ingram on the show, talked about some of the stuff he's doing. Y'all really, I mean, it's a great opportunity to support these guys. And the thing that I've mentioned time and again, you're not going to see an abundance of deals that are 5 and 6 figures, but what you may see is Adam Miller make a few bucks signing some autographs, or a guy has a deal with a referral code where if you shop, you say he gets it's like an affiliate deal like that. Support those guys. So go follow them on their social, and if there's something that comes on, it piques your interest, and you can help them do it, man. So thanks to Adam Miller, man, especially taking a phone call at 11 o'clock at night in Latvia. So I appreciate that. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out a quick break. We're going to go from Latvia to Las Vegas. We'll talk to Ryan Clark next. It's AFR.
AFR.
Man, yesterday when I got home, we had a lot of stuff outside that needed to go out for the trash. Some heavy stuff. We're just kind of doing some cleaning in the outdoor space. And I was sweating and I felt gross. And I jumped in the pool. And that is a feeling you can't really imagine until you experience it. Whenever you're outdoors, especially during the summertime in Louisiana, and you could just go jump in your pool and cool off. Well, Pinnacle Exterior Construction makes that happen for people every day. Pinnacle Exterior Construction, 757-6138, 757-6138. You can go to their website, go to their Facebook, their Instagram, see pictures of all the gorgeous work they've done. If you want a custom pool, if you want an outdoor kitchen, fences, decks, bulkheads, they do it all at Pinnacle Exterior Construction. See the beautiful work that they do, start dream building, and make that phone call. 757-6138.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at PatientPlusUC.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
This is one of the stinking coolest things that I've seen, certainly this week and in a long time. It's always good when people get to sort of tap into their passion and create content around it, and Ryan Clark is getting to do that. RC's obviously been here a ton talking football, and you see him all over ESPN, but we also know RC's a big MMA fan, and ESPN's debuting a new show, DC and RC. Daniel Cormier, Ryan Clark, talking MMA ahead of UFC 264. RC's with us here from Vegas. RC, what's up, man? How are you?
Hey, man, I'm good. I'm actually sitting in the hallway of my hotel because they're cleaning my room, and I was trying to come to my room, so... You know, it's not all flash and dash, bro. You know what I mean? Still a regular guy.
You're still in Las Vegas, and before we even talk about DC and RC, all right, you are going to be at UFC 264 on Saturday.
Yep.
First time ever in person for a UFC event. I've been trying to tell you forever to go. So give me a sense of how you feel about getting to see this live for the first time.
Bro, I'm kind of nervous. You know what I mean? I'm such a huge fan, such a huge Conor fan. And, you know, obviously you've talked to me about what it is to be there, that type of feeling. And it's almost like I'm there in a different capacity because obviously I'm still just a fan. But to be at a spot where, like, you have a show, you know, I'm going to be sitting in the suite, getting an opportunity to watch it. to be honest, man, it's just I just feel blessed, bro. Like I feel, like I think about, being a kid from the West Bank, a black kid at that from the West Bank, having an opportunity to do all these things in Vegas for half a week, to not only cover it, but to get to go to your first UFC event, and it's Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier 3. Like it just doesn't get better than that. Like you don't write stories that have chapters in them that are like that, man. So I'm so excited, bro. Still kind of nervous, and it's still so surreal that I'm getting to do this, and in the way I'm getting to do it. And so, bro, I'm just gonna soak it all in. Jordan's coming out.
Oh, sweet.
He's off this week, so Jordan's going to come out. My anniversary's actually tomorrow. My wife is here.
Nice.
And so we'll all get to go and kind of share in that experience.
That's so cool, man. All right, tell me how DC and RC came about. Tell us what it is and how it came about.
Yeah, and so what it is, it's obviously going to be based in an MMA show because it's DC, right? 2-time world champion in 2 different divisions, and so it's going to be based in MMA. But when football season starts, we'll hit football as well, and we kind of want to cover all things. I mean, you've had me on your show, Matt, a million times, and you know how it is, bro. We might start in football, but it's no telling where we're going to end, and that's kind of what this show is. We actually, the first show debuts today. We taped it this morning, and it just went so well. Like, to be working with a dude like DC who actually lets me give my opinion on a sport he excelled at. Like, this dude's going to be a Hall of Famer. He's going to be a UFC Hall of Famer, and for him to have those conversations with me, educate me, but actually value my opinion. And he keeps saying it every time we talk. He's like, bro, you are an elite level athlete. Like, you played your sport, at the highest level. He's like, bring that to the show. And so that's what we did, man. But I'm just like you, man. I'm a fan. Like, the way we talked about it, that's the way I talked about it on the show. I will say this, though. The cool part about it is obviously I watch a ton of football, but it was preparing for the rehearsal yesterday, preparing for the show today, and going back and watching old Conor fights, watching old Dustin fights, old Wonder Boy, Gilbert Burns, Francis Ngannou. Like, I enjoyed that. Like, it felt like I was preparing for a whole entire new season. And that's what this show is going to be about. 2 dudes that love ball, 2 dudes from Louisiana, right, to have their own show together. And we talked some Saints today.
Nice.
We talked about why I never played for them, why I was never really a fan. I told DC that he didn't become a fan to after Katrina. And so it's going to be a lot of cool things, man, that happen on the show.
So when is it all ESPN? I just threw my pen. Is it all ESPN Plus?
Well, so it's going to be a podcast.
Okay.
It's an ESPN Plus show, and it'll also stream on YouTube.
Okay. I'm looking at. I guess this was maybe what you released earlier today on all your social media. That's on YouTube, where you're all breaking down the Burns Thompson fight.
Yeah.
That was just like a trailer?
No, bro. So we just did a rehearsal, actually. Yesterday, we had an opportunity to do a rehearsal, and after we finished, they were like, oh, we really like that. So we're going to keep it, and we're going to put it out. And I was like, man, I wish y'all would have told me that before. You know what I mean? I might have freshened up, actually put some, wipe some of this sweat off my forehead that has me nervous, like I'm in the octagon with DC. But it was cool, man. And, like, I think, Matt, you get an opportunity to talk all sports. Your journalism background, obviously what you studied, your experience. And I just always thought that was so cool. I thought it gets to show many sides of the things you love and the things you enjoy, the things you study, the things you can report on. And it says a lot about you that you can do all of those things. And I think for me, I have been searching for ways to expand, searching for ways to push myself. And this is a way to do it. And, I mean, it's not that bad that they fly you out to see, McGregor Poirier 3.
Right. I got a couple more. Who do you like in the main event?
I like McGregor, man. I'm just a huge McGregor fan, and I think, it's one of those things, like when the Knicks are good, when the Lakers are good, UFC, at least during his time, is better when McGregor is fighting for championships. Yeah, we like to see him fight Diaz, and you like to see him fight Cowboy Cerrone. All of those things are exciting, but when he holds the belt and the people are chasing him, and him speaking about being the best isn't just talk, he has the hardware to show it. I mean, that's what we want to see. And on the other side of that, think about this, man. I've been talking to people this week out here in Vegas. When Conor McGregor fights, the betting action is the equivalent of the Super Bowl.
Oh, man.
So think about that, bro. Every time he fights, that's what the betting action is. If he starts down a line of losing. And no, he hasn't lost a ton in the UFC, right? Diaz, Khabib, now Dustin. If he avenges this loss, the two of the three losses he's had, he's avenged. Khabib is obviously out training people and fighting bears. He won't get to do that. But if he gets back to the top of the mountain, and he's kind of being nasty Conor again too, I'm looking for this to be explosive right from the jump, and seeing somebody's going to go to sleep.
Yeah, man. I think that this has a feeling of the Conor Nate Diaz fight the second time around when he had the full camp, when he was focused in, and he kind of went right through Nate. I think this kind of has that feeling as well. I'm kind of pulling for Dustin, local guy, but if Conor's right, man, he's tough to take down.
That was another argument on the show, Matt. How can I be pulling for Conor even though Dustin's from Louisiana?
Well, I mean, you don't pull for the Saints, and they're from Louisiana, from New Orleans. That doesn't surprise me at all. I know you well enough.
Hey, and that's exactly what I told us, Scotty. I was like, hey, man, where I'm from has nothing to do with anything.
Well, that's because whatever, RC. You should love your Louisiana guys and brethren and whatnot.
I love LSU.
Well, that's true. I know that very much. I think the whole world saw that in 2019, up close and personal. Hey, the other thing I know, before you jump, the other thing I wanted to ask you about too, man. Like you're doing so much, man. I saw this on your Instagram. Are you releasing an album? It's called The Retreat. Give us what are you?
Well,
go ahead.
What happens is once you start producing videos, you need music all the time. With all these copyright laws, man, like my first DB Precision Twitter was shut off. Right? They wouldn't allow me to use it anymore. And so I kept having to find music. And Kevin Norwood, his name's Kevin Cooks, his rap name, he was the guy that created the Face First intro. And so I kind of went from there, and I was like, man, we need to just keep building on this, keep doing things. And I was sitting around, and for the retreat, we released, tens and 20s of videos. I was like, bro, we should just make an album. And I kind of said it joking at first, and then about 2 weeks later, I started, I called Kevin. I was like, let's do it. Find me a producer. I was like, Keon, grab the camera, and we'll go do this. So it ended up being, man, it's a 6-song EP. I do the intro, I do the outro, but it's just really cool. We expanded on the Face First song. We changed it from an intro to an entire song, and I kind of just start talking about my journey. And, Kev raps, and then I close it off. Then there's another song that, we led the retreat off with last year. We got a song called No Handouts, where I'm just basically talking about how you got to get it out the mud. And then my favorite song is the last song on the album, and it's Secondary to None. And, that's the motto of DB Precision. And it's basically like taking you through a game. I give basic pregame speech. Kev raps. I give you a halftime speech. Kev raps. And then I end the album, and it's an outro. And it's like, who you going to be? What work are you going to put in? And every song bangs. I used to think that people made songs and didn't think everyone was great. I think everyone is great, and so I'm excited for people to hear it. And for people, I do, bro. I just truly do. But unfortunately, for everybody who may tune in because they think I rap, I absolutely do not rap. I do what I'm paid to do, and that's talk.
Good. That's good self-awareness, actually. And when I saw your Instagram post, I actually just really fell in love with the Whitney T-shirt you had on. So if you're you're rocking an old. I mean, ask my wife. I love Whitney. I mean, one of my all-time favorites. When I hear Whitney, I just kind of melt a little.
Greatest voice ever.
Oh, God. By the way, do you like snakes? We had a snake in the mall?
Bro, I do. What do they call it? Badass Yellow Boy?
I don't know. Is that what they called that snake?
Yeah, he had a Facebook. He actually had a Facebook.
Bro.
And that was the name of his Facebook. Listen, bro, I'm going to be honest. If a 150-pound snake falls out of the sky on me in Foot Locker, I won't own the Mall of Louisiana because I'm going to die, but my family will,
right?
For sure. I wasn't listen. I don't want nothing out the mall that bad anyway,
right?
So for a snake to be loose, bro, who decided that an aquarium in the zoo was a good? In the mall was a good idea anyway.
Thank you.
How does that make sense? How in the hell did you get a dolphin inside the mall,
bro? The mall.
I don't understand it.
The mall was going for a Hail Mary, and they threw a pick six. That's what happened with that. I'm
talking about, total pick six. Tracy Porter level pick six.
Done.
Absolutely.
Clincher. That's what that was. You think having a friggin' 12-foot pipe, you can't get it. They might as well just turn the damn thing into an Amazon fulfillment center anyway. freaking 12-foot python loose in the mall. I got guys going through the wall to get this thing out. They're like, oh, we found it. Everyone, she's safe and sound. Well, you better cut that thing's head off and fillet it.
But here's the other thing, though, bro. And I understand, like, there are people who just truly love animals. And you have to treat animals correctly. People believe they shouldn't be in captivity anyway. And I believe all of those things. And I get it. You have to find a snake and say the snake is safe and sound. But can we also say that the people are safe and sound?
Right.
Like, yes, we have to love animals, but can we also love humans too?
Yeah.
Like, do you understand what happens if, like, a python wraps itself around a 4-year-old?
Yeah, not good.
That's not a good deal.
Yeah. And they'll tell you, but it's such a sweet python. It's a 12-foot python. I'm not interested. No, thank you. And by the way, pythons aren't animals. Snakes aren't animals. They're creatures of the devil. I'm not interested in them at all.
Sconey,
yes,
here's what I'm going to say, bro. If a snake wraps itself around you and kills you in the mall, you can't be mad. You know why? Because a snake is going to snake.
That's true.
It's not going to do anything different.
Right. That's just what a snake knows how to do.
You have a pet shark and the shark eats you, that's your fault because the shark's going to shark.
Yep. It's a shark. It's an animal. That's what it is. You know, if you're a guy that, with the respect, like Siegfried and Roy, you got tigers running around your house and tiger grabs you by the neck, you know what? That's your fault. Like, you're the one who had a tiger. You had a pet tiger. That's your fault that happened.
Because they're not supposed to be pets, dog. Absolutely not.
Well, RC, I'm pumped for you, man. We'll be watching DC and RC. Y'all check it out on YouTube and then also on ESPN Plus. And by the way, where can people get the retreat? Where can they hear it tomorrow?
Oh, so the retreat's going to be out on Spotify, bro. It's going to be out on iTunes. We really put out an album. It's so crazy. It initially started because I need music, and it ended up being a real life thing. I'm an executive producer. Remember Suge? Do you remember Suge said, if you don't want the executive producer dancing in the video, I'm actually P. Diddy. I'm the producer that's going to be dancing in the video because I pay for this crap, so I'm going to be a part of it.
I will be listening tomorrow, man. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, RC. Enjoy Vegas, man.
Thank you, brother. Have a great one.
All right, we'll see you. That is Ryan Clark on Twitter at RealRClark25, Instagram at RealRClark. You'll follow his stuff, So he's got, that's cool. And good self-awareness not to rap. A lot of athletes try to rap, and they're not rappers. He made it abundantly clear he does not rap on this album. He's more in a speaking role to music, which is actually kind of a really cool idea. So we'll check it out tomorrow. All right, we're brought to you by Relief Windows, reliefwindows.com. Windows, doors, siding, Relief Windows, and reliefwindows.com. 288-8138, 288-8138. Superior craftsmanship. You'll always get that with Relief Windows. And remember, Relief Windows is the company that never takes a dollar from you until you're thrilled with the work they do. Eric and I have owned 2 homes. One of the first orders of business we had when we moved into both of our homes, we had Relief Windows come out and replace the windows. If it's for energy efficiency, if it's for noise reduction, if it's to add an extra layer of security, if maybe you live in a neighborhood that requires wood windows, call Relief Windows. If you're building a home, call Relief Windows because their work comes with a lifetime warranty on labor, material, and glass breakage. Install them once and you're done forever. You never have to pay for it again 5-10 years down the road when those windows rot. Relief Windows and reliefwindows.com. Windows, door, siding, reliefwindows.com. All right, we'll go around the SEC when we come back. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
There it is, the extra mile. On the border of expected and extraordinary for those willing to go further. Like vans customized for work or play. With safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team. And backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside, off the bench, middle relief. And after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
I love breaking news from LSU football. Ed Ogeron dropped the Hold That Tiger earlier today, and that's because LSU has landed a commitment from a 4-star linebacker out of the state of Florida. It is Demario Tolan who has pledged to the Tigers. He's a 4-star, 6'2", 205, out of Dr. Phillips, Florida? Or is Dr. Phillips the name of the school? That's got to be the name of the school, right? They can't be the town. That can't be the town in Florida, Dr. Phillips. That would be really cool if it was, though. But Demario Tolan, he is now committed to the LSU class of 2022. Blake Baker, by the way, with definitely the best tweet so far. Blake Baker, of course, LSU's new linebacker coach. Blake Baker tweeted a picture of himself on a boat with a giant fishing rod and reel, offshore fishing. And he tweeted, "Always love coming to the Sunshine State and getting big fish in the boat." And there's a picture of Blake Baker with the rod and reel there, reeling in the fish, and then another with him with an ice chest full of giant fish. So Blake Baker, recruiting game strong, Twitter troll game even stronger, certainly in midseason form despite the fact that we're in early July. Salute there. All right, so LSU is making their way for the class of 2022 as they add Tolan And it's obviously going to be a position of need, as we've talked about extensively. LSU's linebacker position. You bring in the Clemson transfer, Mike Jones. You return Micah Baskerville and other guys that were key components to a year ago at a position where you really struggled. And And that was really just one of the giant problems they had on that team a year ago. With Damone Clark, and you brought in Jabril Cox, the grad transfer from North Dakota State, and they just looked out of position all year. And that position really didn't stabilize until you started playing Baskerville later in the year. I think Damone Clark's probably a guy that's better outside than inside, and the same was true for Jabril Cox, but they were playing outside linebackers inside. So you're going to have turnover at that position this year, after this season. So you need to load up, and it looks like they are doing that right now. So LSU's class of 2022 adds another one in 4-star, DeMario Tolan. So good on Coach O and the Tigers and Blake Baker for getting another big fish in the boat, as you saw there. All right, it's after further review. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. They are actually expecting other announcements coming up soon. We'll talk about that briefly, but I'm a little behind, so let's not waste any more time. Let's go around the SEC.
Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products, excellence in imaging solutions. The Vanderbilt Commodores.
Scottie Pippen Jr. has decided to return to Vanderbilt for his junior season after testing his options for the NBA draft. Pippen has started 53 of the 54 games that he has played in Nashville. He was all SEC this past year. He was second in the league in scoring at 20.8 points per game. That's the 7th highest scoring season in Vanderbilt history. And now Scottie Pippen Jr. returning for his junior season.
The Alabama Crimson Tide.
Devontae Smith has added to his trophy case, being named the Roy F. Kramer SEC Male Athlete of the Year recipient. That award voted on by the league's athletic directors. He becomes the 4th Alabama football player and 12th Alabama athlete to win the award. He joins Mark Ingram, Derek Thomas, and Cornelius Bennett on the football side to take home the award. Smith, of course, first-round draft pick of the Eagles, won the Heisman, the Maxwell, and the AP National Player of the Year.
The Auburn Tigers.
Demetrius Robertson, former Georgia Bulldog, announced that he will spend the final year of his college eligibility at Auburn. So at Georgia, Robertson played 32 of 38 games from 2018 through 2020. Prior to his transfer to his home state, Georgia, he played at Cal, where he was a freshman All-America back in 2016. So started at Cal, went to Georgia, now will finish at Auburn. Robertson was a 5-star receiver out of Savannah when he signed back in 2016. It's his third transfer Auburn's gotten from an SEC school this year.
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
And Leesburg, Georgia tight end Tyrus Washington has committed to Arkansas. 6'4", 230. He becomes the Hogs' 15th commit for the class of 2022. Chose Arkansas over his other two finalists, Central Florida and Cincinnati. Had offers from a lot of other programs, though. Ole Miss, Nebraska, Kansas State, Maryland, Pittsburgh, and others. He's a 3-star recruit, the 28th best tight end in the country, number 56 overall in the state of Georgia. And there you have it. That is Around the SEC, presented by Gulf Coast Office Products. Shout out to our guy, Trey Beal, and our friends, Gulf Coast Office Products, online at gcopnet.com. gcopnet.com for Gulf Coast Office Products. Face-to-face sales, service after the sale. That's what you get at Gulf Coast Office Products. Check them out, the official office equipment provider of the LSU Tigers, of the New Orleans Saints, and the New Orleans Pelicans. So we mentioned that LSU has gotten a commitment from 4-star linebacker DeMario Tolan. We also now have a commitment date for Emory Jones, the big 4-star offensive lineman out of Cali in Baton Rouge, 6'4", 320. He's the 12th best player in the state of Louisiana in the 247 composite. Emory Jones says he's going to commit July 30th. All of the crystal ball projections from 247 Sports have him going to LSU. Regardless of everything we've talked about with Catholic, just flush that for a second and just focus on this at hand, if you would. The point that I've made several times is that right now the pipeline is very full at Catholic. And Ed Ogeron and his staff need to make sure that pipeline is pointed directly from Hearthstone to Dalrymple. And you've got to get all of these kids to stay in state, the ones that you want, namely. And you've done well. I mean, you got Geis, You got Clyde. Looks like you're going to get Emory Jones, but I'm here to tell you, he ain't the last one. And there's going to be guys who maybe you don't know names yet because there wasn't a camp circuit last year. There's going to be names of guys that pop. I mean, there's a rising senior running back there right now named Corey Singleton who's got an Army offer, but had he been able to camp, he didn't last year, and he had a knee injury, so he didn't this summer either. That's a guy that's going to blow up in his senior year. And that's a guy that's going to have major interest from major programs. Like, they need to make sure that they're focusing on Catholic because the pipeline is very, very full. So Emory Jones will announce his commitment on July 30th, so at the end of this month, before they report to start the season and before they report for camp. So keep an eye out there. And the other bit of news as well is that Dare Rosenthal, former LSU offensive tackle Dare Rosenthal, announced he's transferring to Kentucky. So he will stay in the SEC, but he'll finish up at Kentucky. Similar path that Kelvin Joseph took when he elected not to finish his career at LSU due to personal matters and finished up at Kentucky. Looks like Dare Rosenthal now will do the same thing. All right, it's after further review. Let me knock out our final break of hour number one. When we come back, it's been a really news-heavy day. We told you yesterday LSU added their recruiting coordinator for baseball in Dan Fitzgerald from Dallas Baptist. They also added 2 transfer prospects over last evening as well. We'll talk about that next on AFR.
AFR.
Weather is hot, but that also means it's summer and we're spending a lot of time outdoors. So beautify your outdoor spaces. You know where to go, Clegg's Nursery. I tell you all the time, buy local, shop local, support a great local business that supported our community and our economy for 60 years. That's Clegg's Nursery. We were there on Monday. If you need flowers for your pots or your flower beds, they got it at Clegg's Nursery. Full greenhouses. Maybe you want to plant shrubs, privacy shrubs. They have it all there at Clegg's Nursery. You need mulch or soil, bag or bulk. They have it all at Clegg's Nursery. And they've got great decor outside as well. Garden statues, garden flags, outdoor floor mats. They've got it all at Clegg's Nursery. Wind chimes, bird feeders, and of course, anything you would find at a True Value hardware store. Save yourself a trip. Go to one place. Buy local, shop local, and tell them Matt sent you in when you go see our friends at Clegg's Nursery.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you're born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all.
If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
Sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans. That's why we're highlighting the fans that do the most. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week. Check it out at 104.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball, bottom of next hour, so about 40 minutes from right now. And then straight up 5 o'clock to start hour 3, the new voice of the Saints, Mike Haas, is going to join us. Very much looking forward to that conversation. And we will also talk at 5:15 with Eric Reiselman. You may not know the name, but get used to it. Eric Reiselman is a transfer pitcher who is right now playing in the Cape, in Cape Cod. And last night announced that he is transferring to LSU. He made that announcement via Twitter. Excited to announce that after entering the transfer portal this summer, I will be continuing my academic and athletic career pitching for Louisiana State University. Extremely grateful to Coach Johnson and Coach Kelly for the amazing opportunity. Now, Reyzelman is a really so candidly, he has a game this evening in the Cape, so he and I recorded the interview earlier today around noon. You are going to love this kid. LSU fans are going to love this kid. When you interview guys that, and granted, he's finished a couple years of college, but sometimes young guys aren't always the most gregarious. Sometimes they're not always the most forthcoming. Like, I asked this dude a question, and like 2.5 minutes later, I got to talk again. Like, he was so expansive and elaborative with his answers, very thoughtful. But not only that, what he has to say about the LSU baseball program and Coach Jay Johnson will have LSU fans doing backflips. Because everything in your mind you're hoping is the reality about this program and this hire, this guy confirms it. And oh, by the way, this is a kid that's touched 98 on the radar gun. Come on down, bro. Come on down. Come on down. Like, this is the big difference that we've talked about here, where as you're piecing together this roster, yes, LSU needs more arms, but not just bodies that stand on the mound and throw. And I don't mean to be disrespectful to anybody, but when you look at this past year where you had guys that are in the portal, like Brandon Kamen or Theo Millis or Colin Rice, these are guys that didn't contribute. They weren't ready to pitch at this level. Look at the team that won the national championship, and they had a cavalcade of dudes throwing 91 to 94. It was just one after another, after another, after another, after another. That's what LSU is missing, and that's what they need. We talked about it yesterday. I strongly believe that Mikhail Hilliard is going to return. He can be a super senior, as we know, and as my understanding that Mikhail is likely to return and get a chance to be a member of the rotation. Same with Devin Fontenot. Devin has a number in mind. It's, I think, unlikely that he's going to get that number based on where he's projected to be drafted. And if he comes back, they'll give him an opportunity to start. As a matter of fact, Devin was a guest on, this was actually something like, the name of the podcast was something like Off the Bench.
It was in off the bench.
It was
in off the bench.
Back-to-back prepositions. In off the bench. Maybe because off the bench was taken. But anyway, he was a guest. Devin Fontenot was a guest on this podcast, and here's what he said.
It's a little bit up in the air right now. That I feel confident. I feel like I'm like the best I've been in the last 4 years of my career, 5-6 years of my career. I'm at my best, and I'm mentally prepared, physically prepared, all of that. And I've grown up a lot. So like, I'm ready for whatever it is, whatever it's going to be. And like I said, I got to trust in God and what he has planned for me. And so next week we'll find out when my phone rings and whatever I get. And if it's okay for me, and then I'm gonna go for it. And because I know that's going to be what's in my heart that I need to do. But if it's not, if I don't feel that, then I think you know what's going to happen.
And what's going to happen is come back to LSU and have the opportunity to be a starting pitcher. So that's one bit of intrigue that most were probably not expecting, but certainly worth keeping an eye on now as we head toward the draft. Now, Reyzelman, though, was not the only transfer commitment that LSU got on Wednesday night. They also got a commitment from Tyler McManus, who is from Slidell, started his college career at Delgado, and has spent the past couple of years at Samford in Alabama. And he tweeted, after a lot of thought and prayers, I've decided to graduate transfer to LSU for my last year. Could not be more thankful for the memories, friendships I've gained during my time at Samford, but I'm beyond excited for this opportunity. #Go Tigers. So LSU picks up a couple of transfers on Wednesday that are going to help at positions of need. As for McManus, he is a catcher, but he only started 5 games behind the dish last year for Samford. He was largely a DH. So this is probably not the guy you're expecting to come in to be the everyday catcher, but a guy that could very likely be a big bat that can DH for you. Hit 346 last year with 11 homers. And it's a little bit of a hedge if the 2 catchers you signed don't show up on campus. This is another offensive option behind Milazzo. You can see what Jay Johnson is doing. He is building a roster of mashers. I like it a lot. Hour 2, next.
AFR.
Let me take 60 seconds and remind you about GMFS Mortgage. Let me take 60 seconds and help you change your life financially. That might sound like hyperbole. It's not. I mean, I've told you my personal story, and I get people who text me and email me these testimonials every single day that are so grateful that they found GMFS Mortgage. Erica and I were able to save $400 a month on our mortgage. We shortened the life of our mortgage by 5 years. So we will be done paying off our house 5 years sooner than we thought. And we got to skip 2 mortgage payments while we went through the closing because our guy Doug Bickley knew how to structure and time the closing so we could skip 2 payments. You don't think I was pumped? You can be as well. Take advantage of historically low interest rates. Let GMFS Mortgage walk you through it. Find the local loan officer nearest you at gmfsmortgage.com. gmfsmortgage.com.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Middle Relief, and after further review, Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Corval Toyota in Opelousas Happy Town, USA has it all. New Toyotas with great gas mileage, awesome prices, and a service department that can take care of all your vehicle needs. We don't just sell cars, we buy them too. Any make, any model. Bring your car in so we can see it, and within minutes, you can turn your car into cash or trade it in towards your next vehicle purchase. The process is easy, fast, and free. Find out what you can get for your car today at Corval Toyota in Opelousas. Remember, it's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Hand Injury Lawyers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Coming into the NBA Finals, the Milwaukee Bucks were the #1 defensive team in the playoffs. But ESPN's Brian Windhorst says Chris Paul can make things very tough on Bucks center Brook Lopez.
Chris Paul is such a different animal, and Chris Paul is going to hunt him and hunt him and hunt him. He is going to force Brook Lopez into an uncomfortable situation.
Brian Windhorst on Greeny. The Suns host Game 2 of the NBA Finals tonight. You can hear it and see it on ESPN Radio and ABC. Larry Brown wins the Chuck Daly Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Basketball Coaches Association. He's the only coach to win both an NBA title and an NCAA title. Astros shortstop Carlos Correa and second baseman Jose Altuve will both miss the All-Star game next week. Correa's wife is pregnant with their first child. Altuve has a left leg injury. White Sox outfielder Eloy Jimenez says he'll be back on the field soon after recovering from a ruptured pectoral muscle.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all of your car care needs. We're close, convenient, and known for our guaranteed everyday low prices and excellent customer service from professional parts people you can trust. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
Hour 2, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. I'm Matt.
I appreciate it, bud. Have a good one.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Musso. And Mr. Toby Tomplin. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. Many of you probably know this by now because it was made public yesterday, but many more of you are going to learn this right now because for the last 11 years at this very moment, you've been here expecting to hear Mike Detillier. And that's not going to happen anymore. So there's nothing wrong. It's just a great opportunity for Mike. Mike has taken a job joining the afternoon show on WWL radio based out of New Orleans. And that, of course, precludes him from joining us here, continuing on Thursdays. I wish him, obviously, nothing but success. Mike he's the best. I mean, he's awesome. There's so many superlatives that I could use. But it would just be so... It would be just off key if I didn't take this time to at least mention this, because in my radio career, and I started in radio in May of 2003, not that you need the whole history, but I started radio in May 2003. I started in sports in May of 2007. I started this show in February of 2010. And I started this show, I believe... it was a Monday. the first show we did kind of a one-off on National Signing Day, and then actually started the Monday through Friday on Monday, which I believe was the 17th, February 17th of 2010. That Thursday, Mike Detillier was on with us for an hour. And every Thursday since, over the last 11 and a half years, Mike Detillier has spent an hour with us, which means that in my radio career, there is literally no person that I have spent more time with on air than Mike Detillier. A lot of people over the years would say to me, man, you never get a word in with Mike. Yeah. That's why he's awesome. When you have a guest on, people aren't listening to hear the host. They're listening to hear the guest. And Mike is one of the rare few that was like, if I'll steal a line from my buddy Eric Ritchie, like pitching batting practice to McGuire in 1998. All I had to do was put the ball on a tee, and he would hit 450-foot moonshots time and time and time again. And he was also, of course, perfect on this show because he never ceased with the one-liners. I told Musso, just find some Mike D one-liners. And he's like, I got like 20 of them.
All of that is all sort of woven into a sweater that I can't fit.
I mean, sometimes they made sense. Sometimes they didn't. Hit me with another one.
And so you got to have that chirper ability.
God, keep going. Give me some more. Give me some more Mike D.
That ain't his mantra.
Hey, it's Montre. My guy could certainly, he could Bayouify some words from time to time. Give me another one.
I'll never forget Mount Cody. Remember when Mount Cody played for Alabama?
Absolutely.
He walked like Fred Sanford. Like you could take a barrel and throw it between his legs, and it would never touch his knees.
He's a freaking legend. Oh, God, Mike D's a beauty. But I am so grateful, man. I'm pumped for Mike. He's obviously got he's got an opportunity. You can't turn that down. So he got an opportunity he couldn't pass on. I mean, that happens. And the thing that you learn in this business, having done it long enough, is consistency is so hard to achieve. It just is. Like, it's a very transient business. People typically don't stay in one place for 5, 10, 20, 30 years. Like, that's rare. I mean, even the best, like, one of the longest standing show on ESPN Radio, Mike and Mike, that broke apart. And look at all the turnover. Look at the domino effect on the ESPN national lineup since Mike and Mike. Then they went to Golick and Wingo, and now they got a new morning show. It's like stability is very hard to find. And when you get 11 years of stability with a dude like that, with a wealth of information that I could ask him about any player, any team, any game, any prospect, and like I never even had to prep Mike on anything. Like, I could just say, Mike, there's this 3-star that LSU just got, our 4-star LSU got a commitment from. What do you know about him? And then, boom, he's telling you the dude's whole life story. He's just he's encyclopedia. And I am so grateful to Mike Detillier for giving us an hour every Thursday for 11 and a half years. I mean, that is dude, time is our most precious commodity. Like, you can't get more of it. When it's gone, it's gone. And every Thursday for 11 and a half years, that dude spent an hour with us talking to me, but more importantly, giving that time to you. And he's one of my favorite people, not just professionally, of course professionally. He's been so kind to me. Certainly when we first crossed paths professionally, he'd been doing it for 30 years, and I was a young guy in the business. But he's been so kind to me professionally, but also personally. Mike's a great friend and one of my favorite people. I've told you all, man, the times that he and I have had just to sit and have a beer, a cocktail, and shoot the bull. And, man, you just wind him up like the toy and let him go, and he'll tell you stories all night long. And he's got them. He's got them for days, man. And I'm of course, from the show's perspective, I'm bummed that we're not going to have that component anymore. That part is very disappointing, but personally and professionally, I totally understand it. And more than anything, I'm just super grateful. I'm grateful for Mike for giving us all the time that he has over the years. So a lot of people say, Matt, what are you going to do? I have no idea. Mike literally called me 2 days ago. He called me Tuesday morning. It happened very quickly. Apparently, he was approached late last week about it. they basically finished their deal, I think, on Monday, and then Mike called me Tuesday morning to tell me. He said, just do me a favor, keep it under wraps, which, of course, I was going to do. I wasn't going to violate that. So I've known for about 48 hours. So I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do in this slot. I don't know if we're going to find someone else to fill an hour. I don't know if I can find someone else that's going to do what Mike did for an hour throughout the entire year, because when the college season ends and then the NFL season ends, then we went into draft mode, and Mike's been the draft analyst for 30 years. I mean, it's, it was never ceasing. I mean, he's so comprehensive. So I don't know if I can find, if that person's there. I don't know. I don't know what we'll do. I'll take some time and think about it. There's no giant rush to fill that void or whatever we're going to do. But more than anything, it just would have been inappropriate of me for this time to come and go and just not to say anything, just to move on like nothing happened. I mean, of course, I'm gonna mention it and let you all know what happened and what's going on and why Mike won't be here anymore. But again, thrilled for Mike. I'm super grateful to him for the time over the years, the friendship, and hopefully you all are patient with us and what we do here in hour number 2 on Thursdays. We'll figure it out. And if anybody has great stories about mules kicking coyotes, that has a wealth of and a diverse wealth of music knowledge that can also basically give you detailed information on any football player, high school, college, or pro, please just shoot me an email, because there's a spot open here in hour 2 on Thursdays. But I'm going to go ahead and venture a guess that that's going to be a really, really tough act to follow. Thanks to Mike D, man. We love him, appreciate him, wish him well. And hopefully at some point our paths cross again professionally down the road. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. Let me knock out a quick break. Kendall Rogers in about 20 minutes from right now. We'll talk about the new staff hires at LSU and, of course, the transfers that Jay Johnson has brought in as well. It is AFR.
AFR.
Brought to you by Pluckers. Today is Thursday, and it's a new special at Pluckers. For years, it's been all-you-can-eat boneless wings. Now it's all-you-can-eat buffalo bites. So the bite-sized buffalo bites tossed in your favorite wing sauce, that's all you can eat tonight and every Thursday now at both Pluckers locations. Nicholson, just south of campus. Bluebonnet, right in front of the Mall, Louisiana. If you're like me and you were completely avoiding the mall because they had a freaking 12-foot python on the loose, they found Kara, thank God, that sweet 12-foot python, 150 pounds. So no worries. You can go to Pluckers, not have to worry about Kara slithering out of the mall and getting to Pluckers or any of the nearby restaurants. You can eat with some degree of comfort over there at the Bluebonnet location. But either location, if you want award-winning jumbo chicken wings, ice-cold draft beer, full-service bar, sports on TV. Tonight, Game 2 of the NBA Finals. You know where to watch. All-you-can-eat buffalo bites and Game 2 of the Finals at Pluckers. Dine in or carry out. You don't like our wings, we'll give you the bird.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big V and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and 7 have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
Sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans. That's why we're highlighting the fans that do the most. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Do you remember a couple of months ago, it's actually in April, when ESPN released their updated FPI, which is the football percentage index? And they crunched all the numbers using their formula, and they gave you the top 150 according to the FPI, the most impactful game, the likelihood of conferences making it to the college football playoff, and odds of winning the championship, etc. You remember that? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Well, there was one gigantic outlier. They had Mississippi State in the top 10. You remember this? Maybe you don't. If you don't, well, they had Mississippi State in the top 10. People were like, aghast. Like, how in the world could the team that was 3-7 a year ago be in the top 10 preseason? Like, how do we lend any credibility to this metric? And I'm not saying it's the be-all, end-all, but it is a metric by which people use to associate value. Well, FPI has re-released ESPN has re-released their FPI rankings because they had data and modeling errors. You don't say. And Mississippi State was not supposed to be number 10. The Bulldogs are 24. That makes a lot more sense. Some other notable changes. Miami was 20. They're actually 10. Makes a little more sense as well. Oklahoma State, who they had at number 9 on the list, also not in the top 10. They're 19, which feels more appropriate. Washington, man, did they get hosed. They had Washington at 59. They're actually 25. Utah was at 57. They're actually at 30. How about Central Florida? They were at number 70. Now they're up to 34. You get it. Basically, they screwed up the metric. They put a decimal spot in the wrong place, like Michael Bolton in Office Space. I always do that. I always screw up some mundane detail. Oh, this is not a mundane detail, Michael. I can't believe that got past all the fact checkers, but it did. With the new rankings, by the way, your top 10 is Alabama, Clemson, Oklahoma, Ohio State. No shock. Georgia 5, Texas A&M 6, Texas 7. How about that? Notre Dame 8, Iowa State 9, and Miami 10. So that's your top 10. If you're wondering, they give the SEC a 94% chance of getting a team in the playoff, 31% chance of getting multiple teams, if you're wondering. SEC has a 31% chance of getting multiple teams in the playoffs. The next closest conference is the Big 12 with a 7% chance. So clearly, the SEC, by any metric, still light years ahead of everybody else. They project Ohio State to be the runaway winner in the Big 10. Gigantic gap after the top 4 to number 5, Georgia. And they're basically saying, because the computers look at JT Daniels and say, it was just 4 games. They know he's very good, but a 4-game sample size, they're not going to reward that. The computers didn't reward that. 91% chance that the Pac-12 is left out of the playoff again. 91% chance the Pac-12 does not make the playoff. If you're wondering about the rest of the top 50, I mentioned Bama was 1, Georgia 5, A&M 6. So 3 of the top 6 from the SEC. Florida 11, Auburn 15 with a new coach. Auburn 15, LSU 18, Ole Miss 20, Mississippi State, as we mentioned, 24. How about Arkansas at 36? Higher than Kentucky at 40, according to the computers. Then Missouri at 46 and Tennessee at 47. The other thing that was a little bit of a gut punch, FPI listed the top 15 most impactful games for the college football playoff race. They listed 15 games. 6 of the games included SEC schools. None of them included LSU. Basically saying that LSU isn't a factor in the college football playoff. I know that's going to be a gut punch and a tough pill to swallow for LSU fans because we're so accustomed to seeing LSU on lists like this. But I think this is something that we're in this time of year every year when you start to build into the summer toward fall camp at the start of the season where optimism just grows. It becomes a groundswell. It becomes a groundswell of optimism, and everybody thinks our team's going to be awesome. The reality check is Vegas has LSU at 8.5. FPI, the computers are saying, yeah, you're not one of the top 15 most impactful games. You're ranked 18th in the country. I think where I fall with this LSU team, I've said when people ask, I look at this team. Vegas has them 8.5. I think they go over. I think they're 9-3. I think this is 2018 do-over. I think you lose at Bama. I think they're going to lose at Ole Miss, which is not popular, I know, but I think that Ole Miss offense is going to be fantastic this year with Matt Corral, and it's on the road. And I think they go 2-1 in the home games against A&M, Florida, and Auburn. I think they drop one of those and win 2. The Kentucky game scares the hell out of me because it's a trap spot right between Auburn and Florida, and you got to go on the road. And for whatever reason, LSU struggled there. But I think you're going to have some really nice wins. You're going to have some head-scratching losses. But I think you're 9-3, and that builds toward 2022, where I think LSU's a national championship contender again. So I kind of understand where, intellectually, where all of this settles. So anyway, that's what FPI has to say about the updated FPI standings that do not have Mississippi State in the preseason top 10. All right, it's After Further Review. We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen, southpointvw.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at southpointvw.com. Man, I've been telling you, of course, the Atlas, the 3-row, 7-seater family SUV. They also have the all-new 2022 Taos, T-A-O-S, which is the fun-sized SUV. You can see their inventory online at southpointvw.com. Go shop a Taos, and I'm telling you, man, this is something that is safe, stylish, and affordable. It is an awesome time to get by South Point Volkswagen and shop southpointvw.com. If it's on the lot, it's online at southpointvw.com. South Point Volkswagen, what's your direction? So, we told you what the computer said. Now, what about opinions? By the way, welcome back, Paul. Paul O'Neill's back. Paul had a couple of days off after the holiday. Took Tuesday, Wednesday off. Paul, are you good? Haven't talked to you in about, an hour and a half. Okay. Welcome back. Good. You had a good time away?
I did.
Great. Well, you know what you missed while you were away?
What'd I miss?
We have a new segment. Where we make fun of sports talk radio people that become indignant over lists online during the summer that are basically just filler, airtime, and internet space, and basically trying to incite people to be aggravated with their lists.
Okay. I'm going to need more explanation.
Okay, let's let the voice guy take care of that.
And now it's time for Feigned Indignance from Sports Talk Radio Guy over random summertime sports lists.
Let's do it. So I'm over on the internet today, and I come to CBSSports.com. You familiar with CBSSports.com?
Yeah, I go there quite often.
You know this is not going to go well for LSU. You want to know why?
I bet I know why, but why?
Because CBS hates LSU.
Of course they do.
They always peg us with the 2:30 games. They know our tradition.
Terrible.
We want night games, and they always make us listen to Dan Vern Lundquist and Gary Danielson.
Gary.
The worst. How does that guy have a job? He loves Alabama. He hates LSU. I swear to God, I think Gary Danielson has a Big Al tattoo on his ass cheek. That's what Gary Danielson has. I think on his heart, he has a tattoo of the Alabama A on his heart, and probably one ass cheek, Big Al, other ass cheek, Nick Saban.
100%. You know how much houndstooth that man probably owns?
All of it. It's his whole wardrobe.
Whole thing.
So guess who do you think CBS has as the number one coach in the SEC?
It's got to be Nick Saban.
Of course it's Nick Saban.
Gosh.
Never mind the fact that he's cheated his whole career.
100%.
He pays players.
Yep.
He intimidates people even though he's 5'2". He's a bad guy. He curses at the media all the time. He's awful, but Gary Danielson loves him, and so does CBS. They do whatever Saban wants, so of course they're going to put him number one on this list.
That is blasphemous.
Well, who do you think's next on the list?
I mean, they love them some Georgia as well.
Well,
we got some Kirby Smart.
Nope, not Kirby.
What?
It's Jimbo.
Oh, come on.
Let me tell you something. Jimbo was face planting at Florida State.
Yep.
And let me ask you one thing that he's done since he's been at Texas A&M.
Missed the playoff.
That's all he's done.
That's it.
Do they have a single big? Oh, I know the big win they have at Texas A&M when they, air quotes, beat LSU in 7 overtimes back in 2018. They made cups about it and everything. What? We're hanging banners in College Station just because they won a 7 overtime game where they cheated 5 times?
True.
You know they paid the refs.
Absolutely.
All the Maggie Oil guys, they got the money. They were slipping refs $100 bills at halftime. I know a guy that was there and said he saw it.
I believe you. Jimbo number 2. Come on.
Jimbo has won a title. You know who else has won a title?
Not at Texas A&M.
You know who else has won a title among SEC head coaches? There's 3. You got, of course, Nick and Jimbo. They're 1, 2. Who's the other coach that's won a national title?
Be Ed Ogeron.
Got to be number 3 on the list,
100%.
right? Got to be number 3, Coach O.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, don't tell me.
Guess who it is? Guess who it is?
They love some Georgia. Is
they
it? Oh,
love
gosh.
those silver britches. You tell me one thing Kirby Smart has done other than coach under Nick Saban.
Lose championship games?
He made one, lost it,
hangs recruiting banners all the time.
4th in a million, and they give up a touchdown to a freshman wide receiver. What about that defensive guru, Kirby Smart?
What are we doing?
I tell you what, the fact that Kirby Smart is on this list ahead of Coach O just proves that CBS hates Cajun people.
It's true.
They hate Cajun people.
They always mock his accent.
Mock him all the time.
All the time.
That's what they do. He's not higher on this list because CBS hates Cajun people.
He's got to at least be number 4.
No!
Though. What?
He's not 4!
Yes. Who else could you put above
They got
Coach?
Dan Mullen, number 4. A career 500 coach. They got Dan Mullen at number 4.
This guy's players throw shoes everywhere.
Let me ask you something. When was the last time Florida was in the college football playoffs?
I'd be never.
Never!
You just made the list.
Yeah. Well, finally at number 5, they finally got Coach O on the list.
Disrespectful.
Awful. They had him 2 in the SEC last year. Dropped him all the way to 5. I'm sorry. Everybody opted out. We're in the middle of a global pandemic. You're playing in front of nobody. You had games canceled, moved all the time. Give me a break, CBS.
I'm right.
Mark Stoops in there at number 6. Boy, they love them some Mark Stoops, don't they? Just the little engine that could. The guy that's never really won anything, but you got to throw him somewhere on the list.
No, you don't. Kentucky should never be ranked 6th in anything.
Except basketball.
No, they should be ranked higher than that in basketball.
You're right, Yuso.
What are we doing?
Brian Harson's never coached a game in the SEC. They got him at 7. Got him ahead of Lane Kiffin.
Oh.
Got him ahead of Mike Leach. Got him ahead of Eli Drinkwitz. I'm going to tell you something right now.
That's our guy.
The people who should be really pissed are Missouri fans.
Yeah.
Eli Drinkwitz going 5-5 last year with that team in this league. With that schedule. Remember, everybody was saying, "Oh, they really screwed the new guys with Sam Pittman and Eli Drinkwitz." Your boy went 5-5. Eli Drinkwitz. They should hang a banner in Missouri, and CBS screwed him.
That is blasphemous.
Then comes Sam Pittman. Then comes Josh Heupel. And then wrap it up with Clark Lee and Shane Beamer. Let me ask you one thing. Why in the hell would you have Clark Lee ahead of Shane Beamer? Neither guy's ever been a head coach, but let me tell you something. Clark Lee played at Vanderbilt. Shane Beamer coached for his dad. The association of Frank Beamer and Vanderbilt clearly should put Shane Beamer ahead of Clark Lee. But you know what CBS did? They gotta be creative. Gotta be different. So they go and they put Vanderbilt 13 with Clark Lee ahead of Shane Beamer. I'm going to tell you something right now. Who you think has a better year this year, Vandy or South Carolina?
South Carolina, it's not even close.
Well, their schedule is actually pretty tough.
They're not
going to be any good at all. But Vanderbilt's going to suck even worse. Vanderbilt's not going to win a game.
Clark Lee. Give it 3 years. I give it 3 years.
Paul, what do you think about that list?
Blasphemy.
That is blasphemous.
And that is another edition of
Feigned Indignance from Sports Talk Radio Guy over random summertime sports lists.
What do you think about it, Paul?
I dig it.
Okay. We missed you, Paul.
I missed you guys too.
Scintillating. Kendall Rogers next.
AFR.
Better coverage for less money. Call Insurance Network of Louisiana. 293-0450. 293-0450. Process is simple. Call that number. Do it right now. 293-0450. Driving in your car, you have permission to stop listening to me right now to call 293-0450. Actually, tell Siri to do it. Hey, Siri, call 293-0450. I bet a bunch of people's phones did it, right? I told you, a whole bunch of people's phones just did that. And so Insurance Network of Louisiana's phones are going to be like, that's so good. I got to start doing that on all my live reads now. We're automatically going to start like peppering phone number and peppering call volume. I love it. Insurance Network of Louisiana. They'll take some information about your current coverage and they'll go shop for you to see if they can get you better coverage for less money. It's that easy. And it's free. 293-0450.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law offices of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Introducing Vizzy Lemonade, the only lemonade hard seltzer with antioxidant vitamin C. All new Vizzy Lemonade. Step up your seltzer game.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help. and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering salad.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball, joins us. How are you?
Dude, I'm doing better. I'm glad the all the LSU staff has been filled, so I don't have to track that down anymore. Right. So that's a positive.
I just went to your Twitter to make sure I didn't miss any other breaking news, since you break all the news about LSU and basically everything. And little balloons came up on my screen, and it said today is their birthday. Is today your birthday?
It is. I'm 38 years old, man. I feel, you know what, after the coaching carousel and going through the NC State mess in Omaha, I feel like I'm about 48 right now.
You know, Kendall, as long as you and I have known each other, I am stunned that we have never stumbled upon this factoid.
Uh-oh.
You and I share a birthday.
Oh, congrats. Well, happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Are you 38?
I'm 39.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Happy birthday
to
us.
It's a good day, then.
It is a good day.
Yeah, let's give each other a hand here.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know who else has our birthday? And I think she might actually be exactly your age, is Sophia Bush. You've never looked up, like, birthdays, like famous birthdays on July 8th?
I do not. You know what? You talking about the actress?
Yeah, dude. She was on one of those, like, CW shows back in the day. Gosh, she's so hot.
Well, I think my wife used to watch one of those shows back when we first got married.
Yeah, man. July, and there's another one, maybe like, it's Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon's birthday is July 8th.
Well, now my life is complete.
How about that? You, me, Sophia Bush, and Kevin Bacon. This is so good.
Hey, it's perfect, man. Hey, as long as today's Kevin Bacon's birthday, my life is complete.
I know. Sophia Bush is 39, so she's my age. We're born on the exact same day. Milo Ventimiglia, that guy today. How about John Rockefeller, July 8th? Tell you what.
Toby Keith?
Are you looking at it right? Yep, Toby Keith. Are you looking at it
right now?
I know, so good. There's another one, though.
Wolfgang Puck is 72 today. Congrats to Wolfgang.
How about that? 70. He made it. He made it.
And whoever the heck T. Steezy is 21.
Are you looking at famousbirthdays.com? Yeah. I'm looking at the same thing. Oh, Beck's birthday is today. That's so good too. Beck, you know the song, like Loser, the song, Beck, the musician.
Oh, that's a classic.
I know, right?
Well, I think my day is made, though, the fact that I share a birthday with Kevin Bacon and never knew it.
And me?
Of course you're assumed.
Whatever, Kendall. All right. But happy birthday. That's really, really cool. I'm so glad that we stumbled upon that you and I are birthday brothers.
We could have just had a co-birthday party.
Well, come on down. You know I got a crap load of whiskey in my house. Let's have a whiskey taste.
Yeah,
It'll
it's
be
only
really good.
4.5 hours.
Come
well, 5.5 including the bridge, but 4.5 hours on Google Maps.
He knows Baton Rouge so well. All right. Now that we've spent like almost all the segment talking about that, LSU's made 2 hires, Jason Kelly, Dan Fitzgerald. Let's take them one at a time. They've officially introduced Jason Kelly. So give us the skinny on him.
Yeah, I know J.K. really well since his days at Cal Poly. He did a really nice job at Cal Poly back in the day. He went to Washington, did a really nice job with their pitching staff, was really kind of the catalyst of getting UW to Omaha, finally getting them to Omaha when they won that series against the Cal State Fullerton in the Super Regional. And he actually did a pretty nice job at Arizona State. I mean, a lot of people are going to look at some of the freak injuries they had this year and go, oh, my God, this guy's going to get all of our guys hurt. But it really was one of those freak things. He hasn't had a lot of issues with injuries, over the last, 3 or 4 years other than this year. But he had them headed the right direction. Cooper Benson for Arizona State was really good as a freshman until the COVID season kind of hit. Boyd Vanderkoy at Arizona State, who's, him and Eric Reiselman were both hurt this year. Both of those guys are really good 2 years ago. So I think with J.K., he's one of those guys that has a very infectious personality. I think he fits that place really well. And, I think he's going to recruit well. And, I think he's going to bring in elite talent. He'll do a pretty good job. It's interesting because, the other option here would have been Rob Childers at Texas A&M. And it goes without saying that Rob would have been a blockbuster hire. But I think Jason Kelly's a very good hire as well.
They also bring in Dan Fitzgerald from Dallas Baptist. And this was a name that popped onto the radar and ultimately got the job. Probably a little surprising considering some of the other names they talked to. So how did he ultimately win this job?
So it's really interesting how this all went down. So Dan, he's a rock star. I think, to me, he's the most impactful hire of all. I think Dan's an excellent coach. I think he's an excellent recruiter. I mean, he is an A-plus person. And what's really interesting about this is, Fitzgerald was actually in line to potentially go to Texas A&M. He decided to stay put for the time being. He had his name in a couple of head coaching jobs. And the idea was he's probably going to get one of these head coaching jobs. Well, he doesn't go to A&M. He doesn't get a couple of these jobs. A&M hires Nolan Cain, and now LSU hires Dan Fitzgerald. So it's just kind of funny, like the way some of those dominoes fell and how it all worked out. But Dan Hefner will tell you that Dan Fitzgerald is the biggest key behind the success that DBU's had. And I don't think people realize, if you've ever been to DBU, their campus is literally about the size of literally a big high school or something. And the fact that they've done what they've done to that program is unbelievable. So I actually really, really love the Dan Fitzgerald hire. It may not be, Chad Kaye or somebody like that. It's somebody who's very familiar with the area, but he's familiar with Texas. He had to recruit nationally at times at DBU. And I think he's an excellent hire for LSU.
Can you elaborate? Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball, is with us. I'm hoping you can elaborate a little, because there's this question that a lot of fans here have, and as best as I've tried to explain it, you could definitely do a better job, that, well, these guys aren't from here. How can they recruit here if they're not from Louisiana or have ties here? What do you say to that?
Well, I say, I'm from East Texas, went to college at Texas A&M, and I could go to LSU tomorrow and sell that place with no issue. LSU sold itself. I get it that people want someone that's from around there, but as long as you have people inside the program, it doesn't necessarily need to be from a coaching standpoint. Now, if Jay Johnson, the only people he had in the program involved, whether it's ops, development, or anything, were all non-Louisiana people, then yeah, I think you might have a point. But from a coaching standpoint, selling that brand is so easy to me. And so I just think as long as you have people who at least somewhat know the area, like Fitzgerald, for instance, if he's from Texas, he would have to know Louisiana high schools to an extent. So I think as long as you have people behind the scenes that are familiar with Louisiana, you're just fine. I've always thought that kind of thing is overrated. I remember, just to kind of make this football related, I remember when, Jimbo Fisher went to Texas A&M and people said, well, he went to college in West Virginia, he coached in Florida, he has no Texas ties, and he's done okay. So I just think a good to great coach is a good to great coach. It doesn't matter where they're from or where their staff is from.
Hey, before you go, we've also seen Jay Johnson really active in the transfer portal with Barry, and then we found out yesterday about McManus and Reyzelman. What can you tell us about those guys and what their impact is going to be and what it's going to mean big picture for LSU next year?
Well, big picture, I feel sorry for opposing teams' pitchers after going into that lineup. I mean, whether it's McManus with his double-digit bombs, and Jacob Berry. I was just talking to Elliot Avent, the USA baseball coach, and he could not stop talking about Jacob Berry. He just said, like, this kid's incredible. And, of course, I've seen it all year, but he's just like, man, this guy has such an awesome approach. And he's like, he actually made the comment, like, I can't imagine him and Dylan Cruz, back-to-back in that lineup. And so when you look at those guys in particular, it just changes the dynamic of that whole lineup. I already thought that lineup was going to be good. Now that lineup is just downright lethal. So I think as long as LSU can get the young, talented arms like the Ty Floyds, the Blake Money, two guys that I really liked at times last year. Obviously, they were a little raw but had big-time arms. If they can get guys like that to take a step forward, they can get a couple of arms out of the portal between now and the fall. I start to feel very good about this team. And I actually have LSU in Omaha 8 for next year. I think they're just going to hit the ball really well. And I think there's enough talent there. They can kind of piece things together on the mound. I don't think it's going to be pretty at all times pitching-wise, but I don't think it needs to be. I think this team's going to hit so much. I would say it's not going to matter, but it's not going to matter as much as maybe it would this past year, for instance.
Man, it's crazy that we're into early July and we're still talking LSU baseball, but there's a I
love it.
Dude, I do too, man. It's the first time in 15 years there's been a staff change here, obviously, and people are very excited about the sort of injection of life and energy into the program, the newness. So, Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. It's a great time to go sign up over at d1baseball.com. He's on Twitter at Kendall Rogers. Follow him. Happy birthday, man. Thanks for making a couple minutes for us.
Have a great birthday, dude.
You too,
yeah,
man.
We'll see you.
All right, bud. Be well. We appreciate it. Kendall Rogers, his birthday today, my birthday today, and I got a little note. I want to shout out the Rips Baseball Academy. Their 8U team out of Denham Springs, last week they were playing out in Florida, and apparently like half of their team all had their birthday, like four players within 5 days had their birthday. So shout out to Britton Wilson, Mason Hodges, Jude Hogan, and Logan Ray. Happy birthday, young men. Have a good approach, hit the ball straight, eat your vegetables, listen to your mom and dad, and keep listening to AFR. They're all huge fans, apparently. Like, I had a parent tell me, all these kids love you. They're a huge fan of the show. They'd love a birthday shout-out. I was like, hell yeah, I'll do that. Love it, man. The Rips Baseball Academy, the U8 team. Go get them, guys. All right, it's After Further Review. Glad to have you hanging out with us here. New radio voice of the Saints, Mike Haas, in 15 minutes from right now. Muso will have Tigers in the pros next.
AFR.
AFR is brought to you by River City's 1 Hour Air, where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime. 752-0001, 752-0001. I've told you for years, they save you time, they save you money. They say it. We're always on time or you don't pay a dime. Scheduled time to be at your house or 1 minute late, you don't come out of pocket 1 cent. And remember, mention the Moscona special. They'll save you $25 on any system repair, no matter what repair that may be. Hire them to do the work, mention the show, they'll save you $25. River City's 1 Hour Air. 752-0001, 752-0001. If it's to repair your AC, if it's to install a new AC, if it's that time. Erica and I went through that about a year ago. We had to have a new system installed at our home. It was just time, and River City's 1 Hour Air did a magnificent job. Give them a call. 752-0001. 752-0001. Where they're always on time or you don't pay a dime.
Eli's always been into grilling. It took us a while to see it, but the signs were there.
What are you doing, Eli?
I knew grilling was my thing. I have been talking about it throughout my career.
Happy with the results?
I am. Got the new grill from barbecueguys.com. It performed great.
My advice, as I always told my boys,
do more of what you were born to do.
Barbecue Guys, for those who were born to grill.
You want cheese on your burger, Pops?
I'll take a little cheese.
During these challenging times, we know your healthcare needs don't stop. Cancer, accidents, injuries, and heart disease are relentless. So we are relentlessly innovating to keep you safe, both virtually and in person, connecting you with providers remotely, advancing clinical spaces, providing rapid and accurate testing, social distancing, and certified cleaning protocols. We are Auctioner, and we will not slow down. Auctioner Health, innovating healthcare.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans. That's why we're highlighting the fans that do the most. 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week. Check it out at 1045ESPN.com. The Citizens.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Wrapping up hour number 2, Musso has Tigers in the pros.
Tigers in the pros. They still bleed purple and gold. They're just really rich now. Presented by Kentucky's Best Hemp. Find them online at kysbesthemp.com.
Started off with a Tiger getting a promotion. That's Nick Bush. Nick Bush up to AA Hartford from High A Spokane. 10 appearances, 7 starts with Spokane, 4-2. 3 wins in his last 4 starts, an ERA of 2.58, 60 punch-outs in 52 and a third innings. All that earns Nick Bush the promotion up to Hartford to play for the Yard Goats.
He should have come back.
Yeah. No, I mean...
I was just doing the Nas Reed thing.
I know, but honestly, I mean... Yeah.
Well, I was doing the Nas Reed thing, Muse. It was a joke.
Well, now you got me thinking, though.
I mean, it would have been great because he emerged so much late in 2018.
I know, that's
and
what
he was
I'm
going to be the
saying.
starter. And it would have been great to have him there, part of that
They needed-
rotation.
yeah, they needed
with,
starters.
With Cole Henry. It would have been awesome. It would have been awesome, just like it would have been awesome if Nas Reed had come back. But you understand why he went.
I get
Muse,
it.
You're way overthinking this.
Yeah, now I'm sad, though. Thanks a lot.
Sorry.
Gosh, man. Anyway, Zach Watson last night.
He's punting the rest of the segment.
1 for 5 with a run scored. Also 3 RBI. 3 RBI single for Zach Watson. The Aberdeen Ironbirds take down the Greenville Drive 9-1. Watson a big part of that victory. Josh Smith stays hot last night.
Hey, Callahan! Here's the video, Paulie, if you want it. I got it. I was hoping you had it. I know you sometimes don't like to mention Josh Smith or Calico guys when they do well because you're a hater. But I had the video ready just in case if you didn't do it.
We literally had 2 Catholic high guys in the segment yesterday.
You're a hater.
What are you talking about? 1 for 3 with a run scored and RBI. The run scored and the RBI were the home run.
It was a yak, too.
It was a shot.
It was a ball.
Came in the third inning with 1 out. Josh Smith, 333 on the year for the Hudson Valley Renegades. It's a good name.
And they're a Yankees affiliate.
They are.
And he went to Kalahai.
He did.
Kalahai, LSU, Yankees.
That's like the trifecta, isn't it?
That is the holy trifecta.
That is right there. You like that. And finally, Zach Hess last night for the West Michigan Whitecaps closed out the game. It was in a losing effort, but Zach Hess, 1 shutout inning. No walks, 2 strikeouts. The game was already really decided by the time he was in. But nonetheless, solid outing for one Zach Hess. And that's Tigers in the Pros.
Presented by KYSBestHemp.com. KYSBestHemp.com. Kentucky's Best Hemp. I have some great news, by the way, about Kentucky's Best Hemp. Of course, you can go online, you can buy Kentucky's Best Hemp, and you can use the promo code AFR30, and you can save 30% off your order and all that stuff. But you know, Anthony Renato's Cards and Culture is opening up over there in Perkins Row. Well, I had a conversation today with Lewis Coleman, who, of course, is his company, Kentucky's Best Hemp, and he played with Renato at LSU. They won a championship together. Well, Cards and Culture is going to carry Kentucky's Best Hemp. So, if you don't want to place your order online and you want to go buy it in person, the official grand opening of Cards and Culture, Saturday. You go get some Kentucky's Best Hemp there. How about that? Gummies, dog treats,
salve,
CBD oil, salve. Apparently they have bath bombs too. Never go to the mall again.
Well, you don't have to go to Lush anymore. You can just go Cards and Culture.
Go to Cards and Culture. All right, Kentucky's Best Hemp. Promo code AFR30, AFR30 for Kentucky's Best Hemp. All right, Zach Strief joined the Saints coaching staff, which means he left a vacancy in the booth. The new voice of the Saints is Mike Haas, who is going to join us next on After Further Review, right after we get a check on national headlines from SportsCenter here at the top of the hour.
AFR.
I got a text today, honest to goodness, true story, from my cousin Steven, who, he said happy birthday, Coos. Cousin Coos, anyway. And he also sent me a picture of he and Dr. Blake Williamson. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but it's honest to goodness, true story. That's them right there. Yep, that's him. He said, 1 week or 2 week checkup. See you in 2020. It's a 1 week checkup. My bad. 2020 at my 1 week checkup. Dr. Blake is a baller. That's what he said to me. And he is. He's Dr. Blake Williamson. No matter your refractive issue, and that's my cousin Steven, who, when he was, I think, a senior in high school, had LASIK. So this has been more than 20 years now. Had LASIK, was needing glasses again. Well, was a perfect candidate for PRK. Now can see again. Perfect 2020 without glasses. No matter your age or refractive issue, the Williamson Eye Center has a solution to where you can see without contacts or glasses. Go for that consultation. 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEYE.com.
Follow us on Twitter at 1045ESPN to cast your vote in the Citizens Bank and Trust poll of the day. Vote daily inside Off the Bench, Middle Relief, and After Further Review. Citizens Bank and Trust brings you the poll of the day via Twitter at 1045ESPN.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Oh, hey, what's up? It's Big D and Bubba, 100.7 The Tiger Morning Show. We'd love for you to join us every weekday, 4 a.m. till 9 a.m.
Yeah, everything you want in a show. Country music. We got laughs. We got celebrity in-studio guests. We just need you.
Join us every weekday morning, 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., right where it all started.
That's right. Louisiana's country station, 100.7 The Tiger.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Hand Injury Lawyers.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. It wasn't all Chris Paul and Devin Booker in Game 1 for the Phoenix Suns. DeAndre Ayton excelled with 22 points and 19 rebounds. ESPN's Cassidy Hubbard.
Biggest development we've seen with this Suns team is DeAndre Ayton being a sponge and wanting to learn. And that's what Monty Williams has told me. That's what Chris Paul has said, that this guy, they're even surprised with his development.
Cassidy Hubbard on Key J&Z. With the Bucks now trying to square the series, our coverage of Game 2 tips off at 8 Eastern on ESPN Radio and ABC. The Marlins will pick up the option on manager Don Mattingly's contract for 2022. GM Kim Ng made the announcement today on Bally Sports Florida. The Dodgers beat the Marlins today 6-1. Julio Urias is the first 11-game winner in the majors. He strikes out 9 in 7 innings, allowing just 1 run. Another final today, the A's beat the Astros 2-1 in Houston. The A's got both of their runs in the first inning.
We're back on Friday reacting to Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Can the Suns take a commanding 2-0 lead against Giannis and the Bucks? Join us right here on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin, Friday morning on ESPN Radio.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria. Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studios.
That's right.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. I'm Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Muso. And Mr. Toby Tom Play. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. While I was on vacation a couple of weeks ago, news that many people have asked about for several months broke, and that is that the Saints have a new radio voice. It is Mike Haas. Mike was in the running for the mix back in 2017 for the job when Zach Strief ultimately got it. Strief leaves the radio booth to go join the Saints as an assistant offensive line coach. The job came open again, and Mike got it. 30-plus years in the New Orleans market, a longtime WWL TV anchor, and now the voice of the Saints. And Mike is good enough to join us for a couple of minutes today. Hey, Mike, thanks so much for the time, man. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Hope your vacation was good.
It was fantastic and much needed, as I'm sure you know, whenever the summer sort of rolls around. I want to delve into a lot of the process and what people can expect, but I really would like to know when a job like this really only might come open once in a career, right? When it came open a second time, what were you thinking when Zach stepped away?
Well, it was actually, because you're right. I mean, I say this, and my father's a judge, so I can say this, retired judge, is that these jobs don't come open very often. Judges don't leave the bench very often. It's a great gig. And so you rarely get a bite at the apple. And to get a chance at 2 bites at the apple is almost unheard of. And so when it went through it in the 2017, 2018 after Jim left, I was kind of like all in emotionally. And then, but certainly was totally understanding of WBO radio. In fact, I told him, I said, when Zach put his name in it, I'd go, well, that's who I'd hire. I'd give it to Zach. And so when I went through it this time, it was kind of like I was playing with house money. You know what I mean? I'm like, I really wanted it, but I've been through it, and there wasn't as much kind of, not necessarily emotion. I wanted it badly, but I guess because I've been through it, it's like, hey, I want it, and I would do anything to get it. But it was just different. It was just different than it was in 2018.
When you left, and you left WWL in 2017, correct?
Right.
And you opened up a communications company. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you also work for the Louisiana Stadium and Exposition District, right? Who runs the Superdome and events, correct?
Yeah, I'm sitting in the Superdome as we speak.
That's
so I was hired by, it used to be SMG, now it's ASM, and the LSCD. That they manage the Superdome. The LSCD, owns it and runs it, to be the spokesperson for renovation, grew into more of a communications job with ASM. So I'm basically going back to, I'm going to continue to stay here, because the seasons don't overlap. If we're in a renovation and the field is gone, I'm in the renovation work. But when the field's down and the Saints are playing, we're not renovating.
Right.
So
it's interesting.
Yeah. It's been very busy.
But when you left in 2017, your objective, like you weren't thinking at that time, I'm going to be the radio voice of the Saints.
No, my God, no. One, I wasn't. Jim was working at Channel 8 at the time. So, I mean, if he'd have gone, he could have gone 5 more. I talked to him today. He's in great shape, sounds the same, looks the same.
Yeah.
So, kind of, not totally surprised, but certainly he could have easily stayed, 3, 4, 5 more years. He could still be doing it. So that was, I was never, I got out of college a long time ago. This was a dream come true, but it was something that you kind of not thought about. When I got to New Orleans in 1989, Jim was the radio guy and was going to be the radio guy, as we found out, for many, many. So the only way for me to really continue that dream of being play-by-play was to leave New Orleans. I'm doing that. So you kind of put it on the back burner and then really thought, well, at my age, am I going to get a shot at this? And then got one, and then I'm like, well, Zach's never going to leave that job. He's young.
Right.
And so it's just, it's luck, which makes me honored and humbled to have another shot at it.
Yeah, man. Some things are meant to happen, certainly. Mike Haas is our guest, new radio voice, the play-by-play voice of the Saints, who you'll hear starting the preseason coming up in just a little more than a month from right now, right about a month from right now.
Yeah.
Did you have to audition? What was the process like?
It was more because it's so fresh. The 2018 run was, it was auditioning. It was working with Deuce on a game. It was, So, but basically, they have all the takes. They have the audition. It was me and Deuce applying for the same job. So yeah, and then you go through the corporate process. Entercom is now Odyssey, and the application, all that stuff. But they've had a change in the leadership with Odyssey from a general manager standpoint. Diane Newman, the program director, who's been fantastic. But so it's a process. And it's a long process. And I guess I've worked in the industry long enough to know that nothing happens quickly. And quite frankly, June 15th for their announcement, I was ecstatic. Because we were talking, when did Zach make the decision? February? Something like that. So, and that's, so it takes a long time because you want to make the right decision. If I'm the radio station, you dot your I's and cross your T's and make sure.
What about working with Deuce, who's now been in that chair for several years, and you get to slide in alongside next to him. What do you expect there?
I just try to stay out of his way. Just tee it up for him and go get him, Deuce. Because, I mean, he's, I feel bad for him. I'm his third play-by-play guy. He's got to break in 5 years, So he's a great human being, a great person, a great man of character. And if you can't get along with Deuce, then quite frankly, you're the problem. And so I'm not worried about it. My job is to, describe and get a feel for the emotion. And, he's the analyst. People are watching the game on TV, some are listening, and, I'll paint the picture, but then they want to hear from Deuce. Tell me what happened, why that happened. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to training camp and working together some. But of all the things that are challenging in front of me right now, including a Baltimore Saints roster of 180 people, is not on the list. He's I'll be prepared, and he's a good, decent dude, and so I'm looking forward to it.
A couple more for you. Are you? I mean, play-by-play guys always, or ladies always have their procedures and their processes and their preparation. Like, are you fake calling games? Are you looking at old games and calling them? I mean, what are you doing to prepare?
Kind of. It's mostly I'm listening to a lot of we have the beauty of this compared to years before. I've NFL Game Pass, and I can watch every game, and I can do a condensed game, and I can listen to every game that Zach and Deuce did. So I'm listening more to their games, looking for a cadence, looking for a beat, looking for, because it's really a finite time for me, from when the play begins to the play ends, to get it to Deuce, for Deuce to analyze, to get it back to me. So so there's that. And then the research side of it with the roster and the new players and the system and the spotter and the stats guy and who's where. And now really, as you already know, radio is television now. It's like how to bring the cameras and get video out of what we're doing to be social media, have a presence there and a presence on digital. So it's everything. Yeah, and I'm watching games. It's hard. I can put the Saints season on last year and it's Drew at quarterback. It's difficult. You can do it. Whenever I'm watching anything now, I'm doing in my head. I'm doing play-by-play. I did play-by-play of golf the other night on the match. Just in your head. You're in your head now. You're like, there's my wife. My wife's at the stove. Looks like she's going to flip that pancake. She does. I mean, it's anything you can do to kind of, in your head. But until you really kind of do it, it's tough to really practice. So I'm doing a lot of listening and research.
When you do golf, do you do it in the David Faraday voice?
I wish I could.
I
love the action. I love David. I'm more the behind the 18th green golf clap.
the low whisper guy. Totally.
I can't speak. A good friend of mine, Mark Carnevale, played PGA golf. We played college golf together. He works for PGA Tour Radio, and when he comes to town for the tournament, we always ride around with him. And it just kills me to watch him do golf on radio. And I'm like, I think he has 180 yards. He's hit the 7 iron. I go, well, how do you know that? He's not 20 feet. It's just, he does a great job, and they do a great job. And it's like riding around with a golf cart and watch someone do golf on radio. It's entertaining.
Well, it is the beauty of radio, the theater of the mind, as they say, and you can basically make stuff up, and nobody knows unless you tell them. So just make it all up as you go. Hey, do you? Last thing for you, Mike, and very much appreciate the time. What are your thoughts? I mean, first year, no Breeze, likely Jameis Winston, kind of a new era. What are your thoughts on the team that you'll be calling starting on the 14th of next month in Baltimore?
Yeah, I think it's a playoff team. They've lost some players. Their philosophy is to build around the foundational pieces, which they have. And so I think, for them, okay, Drew's gone. Okay, so they're not going to make the playoffs. I don't believe that. I think they're a good football team. So they've got some holes to fill, interior D line, wide out, secondary, and then the question's quarterback. Now, Jameis Winston's not, he's been there, and certainly the year off for me. And I'm not assuming that Jameis the guy could be Taysom, But, so Jameis is the guy you get to kind of keep the foundational piece of your offense. Taysom's the guy you're rewriting the book, But either way, nobody knows what this offense is going to do. Whereas since 2006, we could have told you the play was going to happen, but yet still Sean and Drew and that offense executed it better than anybody. So, I think it's an open book. They could do anything. So I think that part of it is so cool because we don't know, and we really don't, what this offense is going to look like. But guess what? Neither do the 31 other teams. And those 31 other teams knew exactly what we knew with Drew Brees back there. He was unstoppable, but you kind of knew what he was going to do. You still couldn't stop him. But now, who knows? Who knows?
Man, I'm looking forward to it, Mike. Congrats on getting, as you put it, your second bite at the apple. We're looking forward to hearing you coming up on August the 14th, and hopefully we can visit again somewhere down the line. Thanks for making time today.
Anytime you want, Matt. Thanks very much.
We appreciate it much. That is Mike Hoss. He is the new radio play-by-play voice of the New Orleans Saints, longtime WWL news anchor and sports anchor, and as we mentioned, back in 2017, left the news desk at WWL and started his own communications company. He was working for the company that manages the Superdome, and then Jim Henderson leaves the booth. He applied for it. Many thought Mike was going to get it. I mean, he was kind of the odds-on favorite in those circles to get the job. And then when Zach Shreve threw we heard the story, and then Zach got the job, and it's so true though, because those are the types of jobs that typically when you have them, you never leave. You retire in that chair. I mean, that's just typically how it goes. And it's just not how it went this time. Hiring Zach straight off the field was an unconventional hire. And so this is sort of an unconventional situation that's transpired. So, but I'm sure it'll be great for Zach going back onto the field, and great for the Saints to have him coaching, and then great for Mike, obviously, to be in the booth, and it'll be a lot of fun. So appreciate Mike Hoss for a couple of minutes with us here. You can go follow Mike on Twitter. He's at Mike, HOSSCOMM, at Mike Hoss.com, COMM. All right, it's after further review. This LSU baseball got a commitment from Tyler McManus, a catcher from Samford, a grad transfer. And they also got a commitment from Eric Reiselman, a pitcher transferring in from the University of San Francisco. Reyzelman is playing in the Cape right now. You'll hear from him next on AFR.
AFR.
Did wake up this morning, and it is my birthday. And if you remember, on a certain advertiser of this show's birthday, Brian Terrio and I asked many of you to blow up his phone. So that person would be my buddy Darren James, and he reciprocated today with about 10,000 text messages to my phone saying, happy birthday, payback is something. Anyway, agent225.com. There's nobody better, man. I tell you about Darren James all the time. He can sell your house. Darren he's the best. I mean, there's a reason he's on the Wall Street Journal's list of the top 1,000 realtors in America this year, number 24 in the country. Nobody moves volume. Nobody has better touch points, who makes the experience feel magical for you. You don't hear that all the time about the home selling or home buying experience, but that's Darren. He can sell it. But the other part of it, too, is Darren's an amazing guy, and he's going to make this process as easy as possible. 335-7666 for Darren James.
Think real estate, think Darren James. At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
Yo, Jake here for Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic, the place that's going to be convenient for you during an inconvenient time. Look, you hear me talk about my 4 boys all the time, and sometimes things like stitches, well, they happen. And in fact, they have. And Patient Plus is always taking care of us, just like they'll do the same for you. And now with 7 convenient locations across the Baton Rouge area, open from 9 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And also at PatientPlusUC.com, you can sign up for your appointment on the way to the clinic. That's Patient Plus Urgent Care Clinic. Get in and get better.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact Service Master Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. Service Master Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
50 years ago on Easter Sunday, Breck's Baton Rouge Zoo proudly opened our doors, and we've been hopping ever since. 5 decades of connecting people with animals, teaching our community about the problems facing wildlife and how we can help, and working with zoos across the world to protect endangered species. Today, our future is taking flight by stretching the possibilities of what your zoo can become, while we keep it fun and affordable for everyone. Thanks for coming along.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Well, new LSU baseball coach Jay Johnson, man, he is hard at work finishing off his coaching staff and tapping into the transfer market, and we found out he's added a pitcher, a big, strong-arm righty, Eric Reiselman, out of the University of San Francisco, spending this summer in the Cape, and he's actually good enough to join us for a couple of minutes right now. Eric, thanks for the time, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing really well. Probably not as good as you on this day, but congrats on the commitment. I want to talk a little bit, if we can, about your background leading up to this decision. So you're from California, De La Salle, a powerhouse many people know about. I read that you were actually cut from your high school team as a sophomore and a junior. Like, how did you wind up getting a D1 offer if you didn't even play your sophomore or junior year?
It's been a wild few years, to say the least. It's a story that I like talking about just because being at that age, I would have loved to hear about a lot of examples of guys going through it, because it would have made me want to work even harder. So kind of my sophomore year of high school, I was underdeveloped, smaller, didn't throw as hard. And the biggest thing was I just didn't understand how to work hard enough to be successful at the level that De La Salle competed at. And, I was cut. It was the first time I've really ever been cut from anything. Not easy to hear as a 15, 16-year-old kid. But that was kind of the first step in making me want to really get good at what I wanted to do, and that was pitch. So I kind of went right back at it that summer. Tried to get my stuff better, tried to start to work hard, but I still didn't get it. And come junior year tryouts, I got the same answer, which was no. And kind of that time, it was more of, I didn't know if I was going to even be able to continue to play, because parents sat me down the next week, kind of told me, hey, it might be time to hang up the cleats, focus on school, apply, a good academic school, and kind of go on with your life. And for me, that just I couldn't do that. I love pitching too much, so kind of signed myself up for a cut league in our area. So I played on Friday nights at this one field with all the kids that were cut in our area, and just kept the skills going. Was lucky enough to get a little bigger, work a little harder. Ball started coming out of my hand better, and got on a pretty good summer team that year. Again, just kind of luck found me, gave me the opportunity to be seen by a couple schools. Velocity went up a little bit, and then I was able to commit to the University of San Francisco. And to that point, I hadn't played junior varsity or varsity baseball yet.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So you said velocity went up a little bit. How hard were you throwing as a senior?
As a senior, anywhere between like 85, 88.
Okay, so you're 85, 88. You go to San Francisco, and your freshman season gets cut short because of COVID, and then you have Tommy John in the offseason. I mean, dude, you've been through a lot for a young guy. When did you notice something was wrong with your elbow, and you sort of went through the Tommy John process?
Well, with my elbow, it's kind of been a recurring theme since like my sophomore year of high school. Never really felt right. Just kind of kept pushing through it because surgery was never an option, just because I'd never competed at high enough level to make it realistic. And then it just, it felt real good going into that freshman year of college. As I started throwing harder and harder come that spring, my body just wasn't strong enough to hold it yet. And I noticed, I think 3 or 4 appearances in, that it was starting to go downhill. So that's kind of how that went about.
How did you feel competing in so you have the surgery after the COVID shutdown, and you pitch all of 2021 at San Francisco. How did you feel this year?
The recovery was interesting. It went really fast at first. So kind of in the first 6 months, I was placed at about like a really 8-9 month mark of what normal recoveries would be. We were pulling down one day, and it was in the program to pull down, but I had a different thing in mind when my athletic trainer said I could pull down. So I really let it go, and I think at like 6.5 or 7 months, I pulled down, and the radar gun said some crazy things. So we thought at that point it might be one of those really weird recoveries, and so that kind of made us change our timeline to start at 10 months instead of 12, 13, or 14.
All right, what did the radar gun say?
It was that pull down day, and it was at like, man, I need to find out exactly. I have the video. It was like somewhere between 6 to 8 months, and it was like 98, and that was just crazy. Like, I didn't believe that could come out of my hand, especially that quick after surgery. And it was pain free, it was good, but yeah, I knew it was too good to be true. And then once that first start came at 10 months, everything kind of went downhill from there. Shoulder, scap, etc. And it took all the way till the end of the season and the start of the summer for everything to go back up.
Okay. Man, this is a fascinating conversation. You got a hell of a story. Eric Reiselman's with us, new LSU commitment. So wait, let's talk about your process to LSU. Why did you decide to enter the transfer portal after the season at San Francisco?
It was something for me where just the last year I didn't really feel as if the program was the right fit for me. I wasn't really happy in the city of San Francisco in general, and just thought it was time for me and my family to move in a different direction.
Okay, so you jump into the portal, which obviously is something that's very common now. When did you first connect with Jay Johnson?
Man, it was quick. I mean, my advisor and him have been close for a while, so we had that connection starting off. But really, like, I was hoping to go play for him over there in Arizona. I'd heard so many good things. My best friend from home was a manager for that Arizona team. And, the hope was that, we were going to go get to be at the same school, and, he was going to manage and I was going to play. But when Coach Johnson got the new job at LSU, thought where better to be in the entire country, really.
Okay, so let's go there a little bit. So, by the way, why ultimately the conversations that you had with Johnson, why ultimately did you pick LSU?
It really took one conversation with Coach Kelly and hearing a couple of the stories that he had and connections that he had with people in baseball that I've known for a long time, and just everything I've heard about Coach Johnson. And it doesn't take much to want to go play over at LSU, with the history and just the amazing reputation that program has in producing the best guys year in and year out.
So did you talk? So give me a timeline here. So is this just like in the last 2 days or so?
It is. Yep.
That's incredible. So you first made contact, or LSU first made contact with you, I guess Monday or Tuesday? And it's that quickly and you made the decision?
Didn't take much.
Wow.
I just really wanted to be there.
Wow, that's incredible. Eric Reiselman's with us, new LSU pitcher. He's on Twitter at Reyzer, Reyzeric. Also on Instagram. Y'all go give him a follow. Dude, LSU fans are going to love you, dude. They're going to eat you up. Trust me. What did you all talk about what your role is going to be? Is the plan to be a starter, or is the plan to be in the bullpen?
I'm not sure. We haven't discussed yet. Really don't have much of an idea going in. I'm just excited just to be in any role, to get on the bump over there at Alex Box Stadium and compete for every fan, every guy on the team, and for Coach Johnson and Coach Kelly. Just absolutely ecstatic.
I know you're playing in the Cape this summer, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive that I've matched up the rosters. You're on the same team as Cade Beloso, yeah?
I'm living with Cade Beloso.
You're living
on the farm, as we call it.
That is so good.
The funniest thing was when I spoke with Coach Johnson and Coach Kelly, I was driving Cade Beloso's car that he let me borrow to go to the gym. And I had to pull over because my agent said, "Hey, you're about to get a call, pull over." I said, "All right." And I call, and I basically made the decision all in Cade Beloso's car.
That's amazing. Wait, so you also mentioned what has Cade told you about LSU?
Well, that was honestly, I didn't get into that, but that was one of the biggest reasons the decision was made so fast. Is I had a conversation with him about a week ago just about his experience, because I knew it was going to be a school I really wanted to look into. And he gave just about one of the best reviews that I've heard any player talk about any school. He just said it's an experience that he wouldn't trade for anything. And, that's something that I really, really took to heart and made much easier making the decision.
Hey, man, as a kid who spent your whole life in California, any concerns about coming to the other L.A.? Any culture shock?
Not at all. I'm so excited. So excited. I've never been down there. Only heard the best things, have a couple friends who've been down there before. Just pumped. Absolutely pumped.
Hey, man, before you go, you did mention, you talked to an agent. Obviously in this NIL culture, it's so crazy because we're all learning it at the same time. But I would assume that's kind of what you're alluding to. Have you had NIL opportunities already at San Francisco, or being there in the Cape, or potentially in Baton Rouge?
So, yeah, I'm actually starting with a product that, I believe in wholeheartedly. Something that's changed my recovery completely. It's a Stamina Pro. It's a recovery patch you can use anywhere in the body. I definitely use it more on the shoulder, elbow for recovery after outings, but absolutely unreal in the effects that it produces. And I'm excited to be able to represent them just because a year ago, no one would have thought that kind of stuff would ever be possible for college athletes.
Yeah, man. Wait, so real quick, do you have a promo code or anything that if listener, or a website, anything if listeners want to go check out Stamina Pro that they can go check out?
Absolutely. It's www.staminapropatch.com/my 4 letters of my last name, first 4, Reyz.
All right, staminapropatch.com/REYZ. Do you have it linked in your bio on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that as well?
I do. It's in my bio on Instagram, and it'll probably be in my bio on Twitter as well.
Okay. All right. So if you're interested, staminapropatch.com/REYZ. Y'all go check it out. You'll be helping out new LSU pitcher Eric Reiselman as well. Man, this is it's been a lot of fun, man. Real quick before you go, what's the radar gun hitting right now in the Cape for you?
I think on my first outing Monday, From what I heard, it was 94 to 97. Just hoping to be around there, but even more importantly, just 3 pitches for strikes is what I'm trying to do.
Absolutely, man. Eric Reiselman, y'all follow him on Twitter and Instagram at REYZ, Eric, ERIC. New LSU pitcher transfer from San Francisco. Mate, good luck the rest of the summer in the Cape. Looking forward to meeting you in person when you get down to Baton Rouge.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Conversation had earlier today with Eric Reiselman. He's playing a game this evening in the Cape, so he had to be at the field, so we had to do that earlier. But I tweeted out that y'all were going to love him, and hopefully that came through. An amazing story, tremendous adversity, loves LSU already, committed sight unseen after one conversation. I mean, it's amazing, and already has an endorsement deal with NIL, and he's, by the way, throwing 94-97. That's the kind of guy that isn't just an arm in the bullpen. That's 94-97 you can get out of the bullpen that can blow guys away. Welcome to town, kid. All right, stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
Mark your calendar. If you don't actually mark calendars anymore, I know a lot of people just use your calendar on your phone. So maybe just tell Siri to set a reminder or whatever, or add to your calendar. The Healthy Men Project. It is July 24th. That's a Saturday. July 24th, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at the Baton Rouge General on Bluebonnet. The Healthy Men Project. It's an awareness campaign. They're encouraging men between the ages of 30 to 50, so I qualify, to be more proactive about your health care. So trying to get as many men as possible over the next 6 months to set health goals, whether it's finally making that doctor's appointment, losing some weight, eating healthier, whatever it may be. And they're kicking it off July 24th at the Baton Rouge General on Bluebonnet, 8 to 11 a.m. I'll be out there. Of course, they'll do health screenings and stuff like that, but they'll have grilling demonstrations and putting contests and a Bloody Mary bar and all kind of good stuff. So make plans to join us at Baton Rouge General on July 24th.
Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA has it all. New Toyotas with great gas mileage, awesome prices, and a service department that can take care of all your vehicle needs. We don't just sell cars, we buy them too. Any make, any model. Bring your car in so we can see it, and within minutes, you can turn your car into cash or trade it in towards your next vehicle purchase. The process is easy, fast, and free. Find out what you can get for your car today at Corval Toyota in Opelousas. Remember, it's Corval Toyota in Opelousas, Happy Town, USA.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected, supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
It's no secret. The best oysters in Baton Rouge are at Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar. Enjoy mouth-watering South Louisiana flavor and oysters from all over the country. And don't forget our nightly drink specials. Jolie Pearl Oyster Bar, located in downtown Baton Rouge.
Starting in 1974, Central Plumbing has served Baton Rouge and surrounding areas for all of their plumbing needs. Through these tough and trying times, we want you to remember that the Payne family is here to continue to support and serve you. As a multi-generational business, there is no job that is too big or too small. Residential, commercial, industrial, hospitality, we're here for anything you need. 24/7, 365. Give us a call, 225-925-8552.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, We've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All Star Toyota today.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
Oh, we got to move quickly here. Had some great conversation. Just went a little long. My apologies for that. If you missed anything today, LSU basketball transfer Adam Miller was with us to start the show. He's in Latvia. Ryan Clarkson, Las Vegas, joined us as he and Daniel Cormier are launching a new show on ESPN. Kendall Rogers, last hour, talking about LSU's coaching staff hires. You just heard from Mike Haas, the new voice of the Saints, and Eric Reiselman, new right-handed pitcher commitment for the LSU baseball team. I mean, we had a ton of stuff today. If you miss anything, AFR On Demand, presented by Breck Golf. Speaking of RC, DC and RC, the MMA show, Conor McGregor back in the octagon this weekend. You know I love MMA. It's just very hard. I can't always talk MMA here. You got to play the hits. And obscure fights or cards aren't always going to drive big numbers. But anytime Conor McGregor is fighting, it has great interest. RC told us that Conor McGregor fights in Vegas draw as much action at the sports books as the Super Bowl, which is a stunning factoid, but I guess it's true. But McGregor, and then he's fighting the guy from Lafayette and Dustin Poirier. I think there's going to be a lot of attention on this fight. Conor, in his interview with Stephen A. Smith, basically said he wasn't taking Poirier seriously the last time they fought. I actually believe him. Conor has had a lot going on, from his whiskey brand to trying to be a boxer and doing so many things. This isn't a sport for the timid where you can haphazardly walk into it. The men are just too skilled. Both men are 32. Both men are experienced UFC veterans. And ring rust is a real thing. After Conor fought in 2016 against Alvarez, it was 2 years before he fought again. He fought Khabib. And then 15 months between his fights against Khabib and Donald Cerrone, and then a year from Cerrone to the last time he fought Poirier. Basically, he fought 3 times in 5 years. Most fighters fight 2 or 3 times per year. He fought 3 times in 5 years. He was just doing too much, and ring rust is a real thing. But he seems focused. And the bottom line is, if Conor can keep this thing on his feet, I think he's going to beat Dustin Poirier. If it goes to the ground, Conor's in trouble because he's a fish out of water on the ground. Poirier has won 27 fights in his career, 7 via submission. Conor, 22 wins in his career, just 1 via submission, and that was back in 2012 in some promotion that none of us have ever heard of before. So bottom line is, if they stand, Conor's, I think, going to go through Poirier and win the fight. If it gets to the ground, I like Dustin Poirier, but I do think that Conor, with a full camp and focus, is going to win the fight. We're going to find on Saturday. It's going to be it's going to be really exciting, a lot of fun. All right, it's After Further Review. Game 2 of the NBA Finals tonight. Talk about that in a second. Remember, Michelli Weighing and Measurement, Michelli.com, Michelli.com. If you are in an industry where you weigh or measure something, Michelli sells, services, and rents the equipment you use to weigh and measure. ISO 17025 accreditation is available. But remember also, the big differentiator for Michelli is their track system. That allows you to track your calibration and have 24/7 access to your calibration certificates for free. Let's say someday you get audited. Everything down to the technician that calibrated your tools is all there available to you 24/7, 365. It makes that process so much easier, makes you more efficient, your business more efficient. Learn more. The website is just a wealth of information, Michelli.com. Lots of vowels, I know. Michelli, Michelli.com. Offices from sea to to Shining Sea. So even if you're listening to us online or watching us somewhere on CST or on the YouTube chat, their chances are Michele can service you as well. Learn more at Michele.com, Michele.com. Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Otter's going to join us here shortly. We'll get his thoughts on Game 2 of the NBA Finals tonight. Here was what Chris Paul said prior to Game 2 as the Suns look to go up 2-0.
You know, guys receive it when they want to. You start accepting things. Sometimes you win some close games and guys feel like, oh, this is okay. You know, I think it kind of evolves. Your team even changes during the playoffs. You know, there's a shot or a rebound that happens. I think DeAndre Ayton, the way he's worked all season long, he took it to a whole nother level during the playoffs. And so it's just constantly changing.
And on the flip side, obviously, there is Giannis, who had the hyperextended knee. He was initially ruled out of Game 1, and then he was upgraded to questionable. Of course, he played in Game 1 and was certainly effective. Giannis did talk about how he feels here going into Game 2.
I felt good. You know, I was out there, so I felt good. Tried to, help my team in any way possible. But going to Game 2, can't predict the future. Hopefully we can put ourselves in a position to win.
That is Giannis, two-time MVP, as the Bucks try to even up the series. The Suns try to go up 2-0. I was pretty conflicted early on who to cheer for. Again, the whole Chris Paul leaving New Orleans thing was tough, and then obviously Drew Holiday was such a great member of the Pelicans while he was here, and then obviously he's now in Milwaukee. I tend to lean toward cheering for Monty Williams, but really the thing that pushed it over the edge for me is the Langston Galloway angle. I mean, Langston playing with the Suns, a Baton Rouge guy who went to Christian Life, was not recruited by Trent Johnson. Stay hot, Trent Johnson. Ends up at St. Joe's as all conference there in the A-10, goes undrafted, NBA developmental league with the Knicks, ends up playing a couple of seasons with the Knicks, comes to New Orleans, 3 seasons with the Pistons. Now he's in Phoenix. He's 3 wins away from a world title, and I'm really pulling for the local guy in this one. So hopefully Phoenix takes it. That's where my allegiance is in this series, and we'll see what happens here in Game 2 tonight. We'll knock out our final break of the show. When we come back, Jimmy Ott will be here. We'll do Otter Locks. Ott will give you who he's betting on tonight for Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
And if you need dinner plans tonight, Ichiban is always a great option. Dine in or carry out. So if you want to take it to the house to watch Game 2 of the NBA Finals, call Ichiban. They have curbside to go. They'll bring it out to your car, take it to the house, dine on the best sushi in Baton Rouge, and watch Game 2 of the NBA Finals. Or, of course, you can always go check out Bayou Ramen in Electric Depot on Government Street. From our friends at Ichiban, that's their newest concept, authentic Japanese ramen. Yes, they do have TVs indoors and outdoors. So while it's not a sports bar, you can watch Game 2 of the NBA Finals tonight, eat authentic Japanese ramen. You can belly up to the bar. They have craft beer. They've got top shelf liquor. You can check it out at Bayou Ramen in Electric Depot on Government Street. That is an awesome place for a date night. Live music on the weekends, right next to Red Stick Social as well. Connected to the Sweet Society dessert shop, so you can have dinner and dessert. It's Bayou Ramen in Electric Depot on Government Street. Try Bayou.
Sunshine. Everybody loves the sunshine.
There it is, the extra mile, on the border of expected and extraordinary, for those willing to go further, like vans customized for work or play, with safety and tech to keep you connected. Supported by a 5-star sales, service, and finance team, and backed by the 1-star you know. So go the extra mile. It's never crowded, because so few have what it takes to go there. Mercedes-Benz Vans.
To the heroes who are working tirelessly to care for our communities, we thank you. We will never forget the countless hours you dedicated on the front lines, choosing to risk your own health to fight for our friends, neighbors, and family members.
I mean, you guys are out on the front lines fighting it.
We are grateful for your heroic acts and unwavering spirit. Together, we are overcoming this adversity and make our state healthier and more vibrant again. Ochsner Health.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Make this summer your backyard party year with Chris's Specialty Foods. Wings, burgers, brisket, steak, and boudin, plus great Cajun side dishes. We do all the prep, and you enjoy laughing with friends and family. Chris's Specialty Foods, Millerville, New Orleans, Prairieville, and Frisco.
Everybody loves Chris's authentic Cajun meat.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans. That's why we're highlighting the fans that do the most. 104.5 ESPN Bet.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and online at theantiagingclinics.com. ESPN Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria.
All right, down the stretch we come, wrapping up a Thursday edition of AFR, presented by the Aesthetic Medicine and Anti-Aging Clinics of Louisiana. I was supposed to have Jimmy Ott. Apparently, he's got some technical difficulties on site for his show, so Ott is scratched here tonight. There was, let me reset one of the bigger stories of the day. LSU football did pick up a commitment earlier today from four-star linebacker Demario Tolan out of the state of Florida. So when we look at the class of 2022, right now LSU's national rank is 4 for the class of 2022. And maybe the most impressive part about this is, man, they are certainly heavy in Louisiana. This is a major class for the state of Louisiana. 9 of the 13 from Louisiana, but you got 2 from Georgia, 1 from Florida, and 1 prospect from Michigan again. So as it shapes up right now, Walker Howard, the highest rated commit in the class, as we know, the 5-star quarterback out of St. Thomas More in Lafayette. Will Campbell out of Neville and Monroe, the 5-star offensive lineman, the second highest rated prospect. It's obviously a heavy in-state class. Jacoby Matthews, the safety out of Ponchatoula. Then Jake Johnson, Max's brother, the tight end out of Georgia, the 4th highest rated prospect. Then LaTerrence Wells from Lafayette, Aaron Anderson from New Orleans, Jadarian Rim out of Valdosta, Georgia, A.J. Johnson out of Newman. I mean, you could tell it is a heavy Louisiana class and still more to come. Then there's Demario Tolman, the 6'2", 205-pound linebacker, ranked number 254 overall nationally, the 27th best linebacker in the country, and the 29th best player in the state of Florida, but a 4-star linebacker and a big linebacker that LSU now has committed for the class of 2022. Big get there for Blake Baker and the LSU coaching staff going into the state of Florida to pluck out a big prospect like Demario Tolman. There's other commitments that we are expecting to come soon. As we learned, 4-star Emory Jones out of Catholic High. He'll make his announcement on July the 30th, so coming up later this month before their high school season starts. He'll make his commitment. All the crystal balls at 247 are projecting him to LSU. And then the other bit of news is that Dare Rosenthal has announced his transfer. If you remember, there was one report last week that Dare might find his way back to LSU. He was trying to find a way back to LSU. That is not going to happen. Dare Rosenthal is transferring to Kentucky. That has been announced today. So Dare Rosenthal won't be back with LSU. He'll finish his career at Kentucky. And then ultimately LSU's got to figure out what they're going to do at left tackle behind Cam Wire. Is it Marcus Dumerville? Is it Xavier Hill? Is it the freshman Garrett Dellinger? Is it, another prospect that may well be sort of a rotational type guy? I don't know. We'll see. But ultimately, we know now it won't be Dare Rosenthal. He's going to finish his career at Kentucky. All right, to have further review, remind you about Shawbills Tire and Auto Service. ShawbillsTire.com. 18 locations in South Louisiana. You can always find the location nearest you at ShawbillsTire.com. The other thing that's really helpful, I'll tell you, whenever I need service, I always log on to ShawbillsTire.com and go to the website. And there's an easy-to-use scheduling tool at the website. You go to ShawbillsTire.com, right on the homepage, or schedule service. If you don't want to wait, this is the best way to do it. Schedule your service. Tell them what the vehicle is, the make, model, what service that you need, the date you want to come, select the time, all right there. And so that when you get there, they're ready for you and they can get you in and out. And if you have to wait at Shawbills, one of the best parts is that they got free Wi-Fi, comfortable furniture. They got a Keurig with really good coffee. It's clean. They got flat screen TVs. I actually get a lot of work done when I go to Shawbills and wait on my car. So you can do the same. Find the location nearest you at ShawbillsTire.com. ShawbillsTire.com. 18 locations in South Louisiana. Find the location nearest you at ShawbillsTire.com. Shawbills, where we keep you rolling. All right, just about to put a button here on the show today. Been a really good one, man. Looking forward to tomorrow's show. We are going to have Vernon Davis on the show tomorrow in hour number 1. Excited about that. Terrio will be here in hour number 2, and we'll count you down to your weekend. We'll look forward to that on tomorrow's Friday edition of AFR. If you missed anything today, AFR On Demand presented by Brett Golf. If you missed Adam Miller, Ryan Clark, Kendall Rogers, Mike Haas, or Eric Reiselman, it's all there for you at 1045ESPN.com. Muso, what did you learn today?
Adam Miller's allergic to seafood.
It's really disappointing.
That is.
Isn't it? He sounded disappointed
He did.
when he said it.
He should be.
I should be, I know. Paulie, what'd you learn?
I learned RC and Daniel Cormier have a new show.
DC and RC, which drops tomorrow. Y'all check it out on ESPN.
What'd you learn, Matt?
AFR.
Why would you do that when I got 1 second left?
I tried to squeeze it in.
HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. I want to actually give a special shout out to any realtors that are listening. If you're a realtor and you happen to be listening to the show, or you know a realtor, you know as well as I do that many a deal has fallen apart at the closing table because of roofing issues with homes. That actually happened to my parents last summer. They were looking to buy a home. They had made an offer on a home, and upon inspection, the deal fell apart because there was a roof issue and they couldn't come to terms on how they'd fix it. We would love to be at HUDCO. We would love to be your preferred vendor. If you get into that situation where maybe you run into a roof issue as you're going through an inspection process, give us a call. We'd love to work through it with your seller and or your buyer. Licensed, all of the licensure. We would love to help you through that process. You can even contact me directly. HUDCOroofing.com.
If you're in an accident, a car accident, a slip and fall where you're injured, you need to call an attorney. The defendant insurance company, it's their goal to close the case as quickly as possible and pay out the least amount of money as possible. That's why it's important to call an attorney and call the law office of O.C. Brown.
At the law office of O.C. Brown, we're a family-owned firm. We want to be your law firm for a lifetime.
All new Bayou Ford vehicles come with a 1 million-mile powertrain warranty. And with Bayou to You, free delivery right to your door. Need repair? Our service department is ready and available to help you today. The crew at Bayou Ford is going to do right by you.
Le posso offrire un caffè? Andiamo insieme da me, non c'è.
Call Mr. Electric today for electrical repairs, upgrades, and installations.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information.